We ain't gotta watch that. But welcome back to the To Be Fair Show. I am your host, Johnny P.
Over here, real.
It's Q.
And we back. Got another good one lined up. Before we get into it, we want to tell everybody, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Tap into a chat. We got a couple in there already waiting. Sorry for the delay, but we here. Follow us on all social media at the To Be Fair Show. That's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Y'all boys ready?
Let's get to it.
Back in my rightful spot. And real, you going last.
You can be holding grudges, bro.
you
gotta let it go, bro.
Well, no, you put Tone in front of him last week.
I was going for blood.
Hey, QJ, you got some memes. But Q will go first. I'll do second, and then we'll see whatever real got.
All right.
God damn. If it's one thing about it, I'm gonna go first every time. It just don't even matter.
That's because me and him be going back and forth. So you're just naturally you know what I mean?
I am the byproduct of the issue.
You byproduct of holding L's, so you end up just getting told what to do every week.
Byproduct of holding L's. Okay. All right. So nonetheless, I think that last week we got into a spirited, fun conversation about how J. Cole is the Paul George of rap. And I think is none better than to jump into a little basketball conversation talking about my boy. So nonetheless, let's get into it. Let me see if I can share this screen. We can have shout out Tone running a little late, so we kind of doing this ourselves at the moment. But work with us. We here. This is the warm up. Nonetheless, like I said, J. Cole, the Paul George of rap. Let's hear about Paul George a little bit, and this is Evan Turner, his take on them this year.
Let a media rumor drive his energy or personality. Like somebody's like, I heard he going to Philly. And that nigga's like, you know what? I'm going to Philly, G. Do you know how soft that team gonna be if him and Embiid go together? It'll probably be one of the most disappointing, unbelievable, talented. It'll probably be the most skilled duo ever since Kobe and Shaq. That's an understatement. Embiid to be hurt and PG gonna be Paul though. And that's the truth, shit. PG has a history of not showing up.
Who is that? That's Evan Turner.
You heard him. He said PG has a history of not showing up when it matters. But go ahead.
Wait, where Evan Turner played last?
I don't know. I think he's retired. I want to think. Maybe it was with the Celtics
or Philly.
I thought it was.
Well, that's where he got drafted at. I don't think he played there in years.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's where he got drafted at. Yeah.
It just sounded like he a little salty to talk about. Paul soft. I wouldn't call that duo soft. There's a lot of other things I'd call them hurt, injured, but I wouldn't say they're soft because Embiid.
Did he call the duo soft, or I think he said like Paul George in general?
I thought he called the duo.
Let's hear it again. We can hear it again.
Man, a human that will let a media rumor drive his energy or personality. Like somebody's like, I heard he going to Philly. And that nigga's like, you know what? I'm going to Philly, G. Do you know how soft that team gonna be if him and Embiid go together? It'll probably be one of the most disappointing, unbelievable, talented. It'll probably be the most skilled duo ever since Kobe and Shaq. That's an understatement. Embiid to be hurt and PG gonna be Paul though. Yeah, that's the truth, shit.
Paul though.
I just don't like Evan Turner talking like that about PG-13.
What's wrong with Evan Turner? I guess I don't know what he was in the league like 10 years, giving a basketball take.
But you can say you don't like it, but to call him soft, I mean, I think I don't see where you're getting soft out of an Embiid. Like that team's not going to be a soft team. They're going to be probably number 2 in the East.
I don't think so, but I think soft would be Embiid's always hurt. Embiid can't play back-to-backs for the rest of his career.
Is Kawhi Leonard soft?
I get like
nobody ever calls Kawhi soft when he's hurt.
All right, so if you're using and he actually didn't specifically say him, he said that's just going to be a soft team because of the inconsistency of both of them. But like he's never going to play. So I mean, like if that's what we're talking about, yes, there's a spot where if you're always injured, I don't know. But yeah, I enjoyed that. But yeah, nonetheless, I enjoyed that. It was fun fodder for the conversation. All right. So yeah. It seems like
I see what you say.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm out of
That's why I don't like
completely.
men who like know their worth. Like,
Okay. All right. So hey, fellas, hey. Let's join back in because it is an audience actually watching. So we'll figure those things out. But in me getting to the next meme, I need y'all niggas to actually talk because I can't talk and drive the conversation. And
Oh yeah, I'm not a basketball guy, so that was y'all.
Oh no, I threw that alley oop to at least reintroduce. I know Johnny, you did have an opinion about. You said you was gonna come back with why the Paul George take was bad. I did hear that Wale was Brandon Jennings. Shout out to shout out to my dog A Black. I've gotten it's been some fun commentary over the past week around this conversation on the internet. So it's been fun. All right, good job, y'all.
You talking to Johnny? This nigga Johnny, he was asking you.
I thought he was about to click. Oh no,
I don't have the shit up. I'm waiting. I'm trying to multitask. Y'all niggas, man.
I thought you were trying to click on it. I ain't got nothing for it, man. Like I said, I don't agree with it.
It's all right.
I hate y'all.
This is gonna be harder than I thought.
hate men who know their worth. They be like, I don't gotta deal with girls. I know my worth. I got my. For men was just like dinner and. But now y'all want to be like having real deep conversations and y'all want to be like asking out what you do. Oh, I do. Trying to cut this off like, no, I don't got time for the drama or you toxic. I hate when it says to me, you toxic. So what's up? What you doing tomorrow? Who teaching you all that shit? For real, who teaching you all that shit?
Teaching us what?
Y'all worth. I don't like that. That's why I don't like men who like know their worth.
That in itself was the meme. Maybe y'all can talk on this one.
No, I think it's true to an extent because
what's true?
I don't think women like men who like know their worth as much because people talk about like emotional intelligence, but I find sometimes women struggle with really highly emotional intelligent men. Women, and this I'm not saying all women, but I've noticed that the more that I treat myself, that I'm not going to deal with stuff that I might have dealt with in the past. It comes with a little bit of animosity. People throw words out like, oh, sassy, and because I choose to have a standard on how I want to be treated or talked to, then they'll start sassy and he's this. So I definitely believe there's a little pushback when you start to demand more for yourself from the way people treat you.
Yeah, I think it's funny because to me it's like we're making them land where they should land. Like when you're at a certain space, you should meet something at least close to your equal. But then when you start, as it starts breaking down, it's like you was getting probably based off physical appearance. I don't know where y'all rate her. That's not important. But like based on physical appearance, you were used to getting attention and being able to have, let's say, LinkedIn. You were able to LinkedIn relationships based on your looks or whatever. And now niggas like, at the end of the day, a bad chick really ain't that. Like, it's not as appealing as it was before. Like, you might like looking at it, but ain't nobody trying to date no baddie. You know what I mean? 2024 niggas is not trying to date baddies, bro. You automatically assume that it's too much. That's gonna be for some other nigga that let them put up with all of that. Niggas getting plain Jane. That's what niggas really want. All of that makeup, them lashes and all that shit. Niggas is trying to find a regular woman in 2024. Just a regular Joe.
She can be bad and regular,
but bad is she bad if you can't be regular and bad.
I don't think the economy for bad females is inside a drought right now.
Still, but I know what you're talking about, the accessories, like the.
No, I'm talking about as a regular dude. I understand, like if you at a certain income bracket where you can afford to trick with her, then okay. But like as far as regular dudes are not trying to are not out looking for bad. We assume the worst. We've had this conversation before on the show.
I mean,
Johnny's still outside looking for the baddest. Yeah, I don't know. Like I think you framed it inside like an interesting way. I think the older we get, the more you should put a lot more value, and that's what she's joking around along the lines of, like. It was a time, especially before men expressing their feelings, men just in general wanting more than just somebody that's going to just sit in the house, cook, clean, and be quiet. And now that guys actually care about like who you are and what you say, what?
So that sounds fire to me.
But that's the man that she's looking for. The guy that doesn't care anything about her outside of like sex, cooking, cleaning, whatever. When a nigga actually, when a nigga what she's talking about is somebody asking her more deep level questions than just like, hey, who are you and what color is your favorite color?
Yeah. What's your zodiac sign?
I don't think that would really be the thing either.
That was always like, well, I guess they would access that all the time.
Yeah, now they asking your love language.
Fuck out of here. Well, I feel sorry for y'all niggas out here dating these days. Johnny, I feel sorry for you, bro. I feel sorry for you.
I tell them
it's real hectic out here, bro. It's dark.
It's only if you make it, bro. Only if you make it.
Bro, how long you been single?
It's been a few years now. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That don't signify dark.
I've actually been happier than I ever have.
Yeah, but that signifies darkness.
Been, like pretty cool because I mean I've been in relationships and been sad,
right?
And so it's like being single. I mean I ain't trying to go back to that. That to me that was dark. Being with somebody and not being happy to me that
was dark.
That's dark, but being happy by that's all right.
Hey, I got a question that comes. I think we talked about this previously a little bit. We remember when I brought up the fact that like I think to see how much younger girls talk about boys all day, and we were talking about how you were saying you think that it was the same, that men talk about boys talk about girls as much as women talk about men, or girls talk about little boys.
I think that I think boys are interested in females and talk about them a lot.
Yeah,
I don't know if we're. I think the difference will be like this. So, like, if we want, it's a toss up. It's inside. Like, if we're saying girls, they spend 80% of the day, and boys spend 70. I don't think that it's like that drastically. But go ahead, Landon.
The point that I was making was that, damn, I fuck around, but I can't let Q. Goddamn, I shouldn't even ask him the question. I shouldn't be looking at him. I should have been looking at you. Then I might have been able to keep my thought.
Well, what I'll say is that until you gather your thought, I definitely was in a room full of teenage boys yesterday, last night, and this morning, and it was a lot of girl talk going around. It was like even like they do the thing that they'll let the homies see the text messages that they send in the girls and shit like that.
Said, bro.
Yeah. They even was looking at like some relationship commentary shit on the TV and shit. That's what I'm saying. Like the boys be talking and be interested in girls all the time.
This is what I was this is what I was getting to. Like Johnny said, you like more happy than you've ever been as you're single now, right? And it's like, do you think that like, well, from what I see is women find their happiest time, quote unquote, to be with someone. Whereas I'm seeing a lot of men are like, I'm happier single. I don't want to date. Well, like, I don't want to like get a girlfriend. I just want to just chill and like, you know what I mean?
Well, I seen somebody like it was. I don't know if we played it on here, but it was like when a woman falls in love, she gets all bubbly and like happy, and then when a man falls in love, it's like
fuck.
It's like sad. He's almost mad.
He got my ass.
Well, because it's like as a man, when you love somebody, it's like it's almost like a responsibility. It's like you're another person that I'm putting on. Like
we've had this meme here, and I think we just saying shit. But
I mean, I think that's why like what you were saying as far as like when you fall in love, I think there is an extra weight sometimes, especially if it's not like reciprocal. If you're in like a bad situation, you definitely
then obviously that.
Well, I mean,
that's not a healthy scenario.
Either way, it does add more responsibility on you. As a single man, your life is much more simple than it is with in a relationship. That's just what it is. Your life is going to be much more simple. You don't have to worry about.
But I don't think we have to put that to man and women. I think everybody's like, well, no, I can't even say that because depending on how you are a person, because a lot of niggas niggas and females be having rosters and be having to send out 5 good morning texts and shit like that. And life becomes so much more simple than when you actually just have one person to worry about.
Yeah, I think, but it's definitely when you're actually single, like when you're not trying to play single. The whole exactly.
It's not true.
That's not truly single. Like you're not like you're still actively like, honey, you're not sitting back like
All right, when is a nigga not out trying to hunt?
I'm saying there's dating, and then there's times where you can just like, I'm not going on dates if I meet somebody. There's actively.
We talking about niggas working on themselves right now.
Yeah, I think.
All right,
you don't think niggas can work on themselves?
I don't think that no nigga is taking like a 6-year hiatus. I mean, not 6 years, 6-month hiatus to intentionally not date and work on themselves.
Oh, I know somebody who is.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
I don't think that's out the question.
It's not. It's not norm. It's not the norm for sure. I wouldn't think so. Niggas ain't trying to go 6 months without getting.
Well, yeah,
bugged,
6
bro.
months. Yeah, he said 6 months, but I mean, this.
Or whatever. Like,
So how long you been working on yourself, Johnny?
About a month.
Johnny, you're telling me you're not entertaining shit?
Currently, no, not right now.
What about last week, Johnny? Don't let, I can call Cap, Johnny. Come on, Johnny. Like we here.
Yeah, like we
I ain't
know
trying to
you.
call Cap.
Oh, it's funny how
But I
like,
can really like come on, just backpedal it.
Okay, all right.
I'll tell you what. We'll move on.
Hey, I put my business.
I ain't but I ain't gonna let you just like
you
just
talking to
just
another
complete-
John.
I'm
talking-
working on
you ain't
myself.
Yeah, he ain't catch
You
it.
ain't
But
Another
nigga ain't working on himself at all. Niggas version of working on themselves is finding a new one. Just someone else to entertain you.
It's dark out here. Got Johnny out here fucking around.
Come on, go
We
ahead,
complain about
Kate.
the women. We complain about the women, but Johnny, you out here fucked up too, bro.
I ain't never admit that I wasn't. He never said that I wasn't.
Yeah, it's dark. See, that just reiterated that it's dark out here. I guess it's just dark on both sides.
There was when you
Talk about the dating culture of dating now.
I don't know if I think dating's fun, but I don't know if I'd say it's, I don't know. I think they just do two different like things of thinking. Two different modes of
dating
thinking
and just having fun.
Yeah, no, like just fucking around is fun as hell though. But like it's like if you're doing it the right way at the right time and the right whatever. But it's so much more like things that come with it as well. Intentional dating is fun. You meet mad people, and being in a relationship is really fun. I guess I don't look at any of them as like that bad as much as like one just denotes a like they all just denote different things and different responsibilities or different tasks, different good and bad to it. That'd be my take. I don't know, fellas. I guess all in all, I can kind of round off my means with those two, and we can kind of go to whatever the next conversation is. Who you say, Johnny? It's on you.
Yeah, it's on me. I got a couple of them in there. I want to start off with something silly though. Let me get 4 down on the left, Toe. I think this is a pretty hilarious one. Yeah. What's old buddy name? Still Kev, yeah.
Oh damn, I forgot I didn't have it loaded up. I knew what I wanted to go to. Tony ain't playing. But we'll find. You got to
okay, relax, just chill. You are tripping. Okay, if that doesn't work, be like, are you on your period? If she says yes, be like, oh, of course, that's why you're acting like that. If she says no, you'd be like, are you sure? Because you seem hormonal. Seems like you're on your period. Okay, if that doesn't work, be like, why are you acting emotional? Just chill. You're acting real emotional right now. All right, then be like, you know what? You're acting like your mom. All right. If she's still not calm, just be like, you know what? You got it. All right, you got it. No matter what she says. All right, you got it. Okay. Oh, just keep talking over her and then go play the game. Okay, while y'all arguing, be like, you know what? I'm gonna go play the game. Go turn that PS5 on. As soon as she hears that sound, she'll be like, oh, okay, I'm calm. If that doesn't work, be like, you're gaslighting me. Okay, because whoever says it first wins. If none of that works, bring her to my show. I'll be on tour starting in January. She'll laugh. She'll have a great time.
Real.
Also on the internet, said,
I knew
how many techniques do you exercise?
None of them shit.
Oh, okay.
Them shit. That sound like in the making. And you better not be a homeless sexual because you finna get put the fuck out.
Oh yeah, you can't talk. Yeah, you can't talk to them.
You're gonna be taking that PS5 with you out the door with some bags. Nigga taking the HDMI cord.
Oh man.
All right, what you got, John?
That's it. Let me go. Matter of fact, give me the one right above Orlando Brown. I think this is actually one of the first times. I think this is a good law. I think everybody appreciate this.
Government finalizes a new click to cancel rule that requires companies to offer a one-click cancel for all subscriptions and services.
We love it.
Oh yeah.
I think this actually one time our government is actually trying to, do something nice for the people that we can actually all get behind. I think small.
It's bipartisan.
It's small, but it's a step. It's definitely a step.
All right, what's next?
And let me get you go up to the top. Let me get Antonio Brown up there at the top corner. I think this was yesterday, a couple days ago.
But I'm here today representing a man who carries those same values. Donald Trump.
Damn.
He knows success and he knows what it takes to make America great again. And to be real, we all have experienced highs and lows, especially me in my career as a Super Bowl champion and life as a father to 7 amazing children. I have experienced low points and have to overcome adversity. Just how I watched Donald Trump overcome adversity. No matter what the media threw at him, no matter what people say to try to bring him down, he continued to push forward and keep getting back up. And he's always ready for the fight. Fight, 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 fight.
You can stop it.
Yeah,
that's damn near worse than Kamala getting Megan Thee Stallion. Like that's damn near cause bro got CTE. I don't know people, but he's pretty messed up in the head. After playing football, after all the concussions he had, and for him to parade him up there and just getting up there, he can barely read what's written down for him. I think it's just a bad look. And it to me it shows that neither side are really for black people. They're just pandering, and the Republicans don't really do a really good job at pandering. But you can tell that that's what they're trying.
Democrats
to do
don't either.
With this, I think they do a better job. At least we knew the Megan Thee Stallion song, and we it's
nah, bro. I ain't gonna. I can't
twerk,
give it
bro.
better. I can't give it better.
I mean, I'd rather watch that than this.
I'd rather watch the speech, bro. To have her twerking at the fucking.
You rather watch somebody with CTE struggle to read a speech?
My thing is struggling to read that is to me that's better than the twerking.
Sex ain't that important. Tell him. Fuck that.
Man, y'all niggas, bro, we was having see. I hate when they do this, bro. They'll try to quote you from a previous conversation and insert it wherever the fuck you feel like it and make you look all right, whatever, bro.
I don't know where you wanted to land that meme, Johnny. That didn't mean anything to me. I think that just doing with Trump. All right, so I guess you're trying to give a conversation about whose pandering is better or worse.
Oh no, I'm just saying they're both doing it, and this is just an example of.
Yeah, I guess to me, maybe the idea is that he is showing he has black male support. But to me, bringing out Hulk Hogan's a much worse.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan was definitely much worse.
Oh, but that wasn't for us. But yeah, that is a terrible.
No, but most of his pandering ain't gonna be for us anyway.
Right. Okay.
I think a really good one that I think would have been better if you would have been him bringing up Trick in Detroit.
We played that one here before. Yeah.
Trick just went up there this week.
Was that the one where he didn't know the dude's name?
No, you don't know who Trick is.
I don't know who Trick is.
He's the dude that you can't come to Detroit if you don't check in with Trick. He's like the underground guy of Detroit. Okay. That's interesting that y'all. Okay, but yeah, nonetheless, Trick is supposed to be the underground mayor of, he is to Detroit what the Princes are to Houston.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's who he is.
Gotcha.
I think he might have more of a reputation of putting hands on people that doesn't do that. But that's his whole thing. But he had him up on stage.
You said Donald Trump did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
when they went to Detroit.
Hey, you know something does it not feel like it's crazy for us to be this important? This doesn't seem weird. Like this is the first time black men have actually been important in the election that I remember.
Do you think we're not important?
Well, I'm saying they're acting like we are. We got the plan for black men. Kamala did that, even though it was some, you know what I mean? It was for everybody. At least we got a title. Like niggas say,
We being addressed.
yeah, we being addressed
Hey,
for
y'all
the
in the
first
room.
time. You don't think so?
She wrote that shit on a napkin, bro.
One thing I'm saying is that it's different that we're being addressed.
Mhm.
I feel like this is the first time, and I asked he said this is the first time he's ever even heard of it. Period. He doesn't remember a time period where there was ever anything specific to try to push us specifically. You know what I mean? In either way.
Yeah, because it feels as though the vote is up for grabs more than it's ever been, which is I think that is positive.
Yeah, because I think Trey made that same point on Unpack Wednesday. He was talking about about how about pretty much I don't know if it sounded like he was making that about the FBA movement, saying that it due to like the FBA movement, black men are getting like they're actually speaking to us at any. Because he was talking about the plan for black men, and he was saying like we've taken a step in the right direction just to even be able to for them to be specifically talking to us at all. Yeah, and he was saying that I don't know if he was saying I don't necessarily think it was something that was rooted from FBA, but like
no, it wasn't because I think everybody like the panel as it sits right now in just this room as well is centrist or undeclared, and I think that has been a popular conversation over the past 8 years for black men. And I think that even the voting trends over the past 3 elections kind of pushes to the fact that it is moving backwards of sorts. When you look at from Obama to Hillary to Biden to now and what the projections are. Of course, we'll see come November exactly what it ends up landing at, but it has been a quote unquote dwindling in which, it still is voting higher than any other voting block besides for black women.
Right.
But it is something that is starting to move. And, like if it does go sub 80 under because I think the lowest it's been in like the last 12 to 20 years is like at 79%. If it does if it drops to like 75 even, I think that would be big.
You talking about just to make sure everybody
voting outside of Democrat. Yeah. Not saying vote Republican, just voting outside of Democrat. I think that would be I think it would be big. Is it a thing where like number wise it's like this crazy number? I don't think so. But it is good that the pander is coming our way. So I appreciate a good little pander. Polka dot say where.
Nah, but I think also we have to stay like steadfast too, though. Like we got to make sure those like if the numbers dropping are like leading to the pandering and stuff like this, we got to make sure we keep them dropping, because if we just go back and run after they just throw us a bone and then the numbers go back up to 85 or 90% of us voting, we're not going to get the results that we need. We have to maybe try to get it to 70 or 60 so where they really can come up with plans that will try to bring the black man vote back. But I don't want us just to get complacent.
The thing is too is like I know we call it pandering. I think that they're just completely detached from from black people. Like they don't really have any type of connection to it, and it comes off as pandering every time. It's like you eating fried chicken, you know what I mean? And it's like you don't mean to. I don't think that you're intentionally trying to make me feel like you're a racist, but you're just so detached and you don't have any kind of, you know what I mean? There's no common ground to stand on to say like that you actually could give a fuck because you don't really know anything about us. That's why you do fried chicken and dashikis and you know what I mean? Because your intention is not to say, oh yeah, I'm gonna be as racist as possible while saying I'm not racist. I don't think that's the intention. It's just that they're just so detached.
I got hot sauce in my bag and shit.
Yeah.
And I guess the only thing I would say to respond to something Johnny said, I think that if the idea is like keep the numbers dwindling, and it's a couple caveats to it. If nothing is given to us or addresses directly the needs of our community, sure. But I also think what is an important distinction to make would be I also don't think that you should just go to the quote unquote other side, as in like Republicans that are against your interests, because even that says something as well.
Oh yeah.
And this would be like a conversation that we having in the group chat. But to me, like if you're gonna do that thing where like let's dwindle the like vote independent. But if somebody is actively against what your actual goals are, it then can be conflated that, oh wait, y'all niggas don't want these things. Like y'all voted for me and I'm against this. And I think that that's something to be wary of too, is not voting out of like pure frustration for the other party and going to vote against things that are in your best interest as well, just because you're trying to get on the other side.
Oh, and I wasn't like saying this as like telling everybody to go Republican, but like what you said, it wasn't 80% Democrat, 20 Republican. It was 80% or 20% just not voting for Democrats. And I think, yeah, it could be Republican, Green Party, whatever, makes sense to you personally. But I think just the removing the loyalty from the Democratic Party is what we need to focus on more. And yeah, and that's probably another reason I played the Antonio Brown clip, was not to endorse Republicans or say we got to do anything like for Republicans or vote for Republicans, but it's, the Democrat Party ain't for us. The Republican might not be for us also.
Yeah, I think, and I'm glad that Q that you pointed that out, because it was easy. Because like I remember when I became angry at the Democratic Party, and the whole thing was I'm voting for Trump. You know what I mean? When that initial emotion came, it was like, okay, well, I'm gonna teach them, I'm gonna show them I'm voting for Trump. You know what I mean? That's the emotional response to what you feel as being under
betrayal.
Exactly, betrayal, feeling like that. Okay, since you ain't gonna do it, then I'm gonna go over here. But then the thing is that, okay, so are they doing the thing too? You know what I mean? So like, and like I say, I'm undecided still. Like I usually vote early, but this time I'm actually gonna wait because I want to see what happens. Like I'm not really like, because I'm not emotionally attached to either. Now at first, like I said, when it really like dawned on me, it's like, bro, they literally just been taking advantage of us, and we just been giving them our vote just off the strength. And then when I seen, like, you know what I mean, I was talking to like I told y'all, a younger white guy. He's pretty much doing the same thing we've been doing. He's pretty much voting the same way his dad, his granddad. You know what I mean? It's pretty much just, we're just voting based in for a reason, for damn near no reason.
Was he voting Republican or conservative?
Republican.
Oh, so he's leaving the Republican Party.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I guess what I say is we continue building the conversation. This is probably my issue, that in me over these past, I don't know, like 2-3 months of conversations, and the more like I continue digging into the conversation more and more, the more I'm almost kind of realizing that everybody's voting emotional, everybody's voting off rhetoric. And if they're like, usually what a person is voting off of is just pure rhetoric. Like when actually pushing multiple people and, groups of people on, all right, policy and specifics.
Why?
Outside of like rhetoric and identity politics, it becomes like a really, really flat conversation, to where like even off rhetoric, people will vote against their interests, or people will vote against their interests on identity politics. People will vote. Yeah, like it just becomes interesting, in which when you start breaking down the individuals, like most people can't tell you which, like if Trump's tax plan or Kamala's tax plan is better for you. And then it does matter depending on where your income is, or if you want to invest in business, if you're a new business owner, if you're an existing business owner, like all these things actually matter, especially with this upcoming election, because of 2025, the tax plan will change because it's expiring.
Right.
So like that's the important part. But most people can't really explain how immigration and why immigration is what it is. Most people can't explain what a tariff is and if that's going to be positive or negative. Most people can't explain how oversupplying a finite thing such as housing can lead to like detrimental action. There's a lot of things in which it all ends up being like good rhetoric and sounds good.
Yeah.
That when pushed, most people don't really hold on to anything besides for Trump's a racist and Kamala ain't black. And I think that it just be like, all right, bro.
Now, let me ask
Or did you see that moment?
Hey, the funny thing is when you actually,
or they say that this is better for black or better for men or better for women or better for, and it's like, all right, what are we talking about? But this leads to my question. So, go ahead.
Let
Johnny.
me ask you this though: like, is that our fault? As because we're ignorant like society, or are we being taken advantage of by like the campaigns and like because it's hard not to be emotional when you
I can't blame a campaign for doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah,
it's your job as a voter to become informed, especially if you're gonna talk about it. That's my opinion. Like if
that's like blaming McDonald's for having black people sing the jingles on the commercials.
If it works, it works. If it works,
McDonald's is in the hood. You got their McDonald's right there every time, so you can't get mad at them for marketing to their demographic.
Hey, so I have a clip from Malcolm X. I think would be a good insert right here. Okay. I kind of want to play. So yeah, I want to see what y'all think. Just to insert it here.
It was the fact that you threw 80% of your votes behind the Democrats that put the Democrats in the White House. When you see this, you can see that the Negro vote is the key factor. And despite the fact that you are in a position to be the determining factor, what do you get out of it? The Democrats have been in Washington, D.C. only because of the Negro vote. They've been down there 4 years. And all other legislation they wanted to bring up, they brought it up and gotten it out of the way, and now they bring up you. And now they bring up you. You put them first and they put you last. Because you're a chump. Anytime you throw your weight behind a political party that controls 2/3 of the government, and that party can't keep the promise that it made to you during election time, and you're dumb enough to walk around continuing to identify yourself with that party, you're not only a chump, but you're a traitor to your race. It was the fact that you threw 80% of your votes.
That's the type of shit that got us hot. You know what I mean? Like seeing how it, like hearing this now, and like, or if you would have probably already known it, but like at this time, it's just time for them to, you know what I mean? It's obviously time for them to change something up. If they planned on winning, moving forward, it's time. The time is now. The time is now, because it ain't gonna last too much longer. You mess around and not be here, and if you keep on trying to kick the can down the road to actually start to making some real changes, in the way that you're handling us, it's gonna be bad for you. I think they're starting to see it for real. This election right here, I think, will show them that. But I don't think that, like he said, I don't think that it necessarily means that because you're trying to prove something to them, then go over there. Because if they're literally doing the same thing, then what are you actually doing?
Yeah, it's not. It cancels out. So
yeah, you're doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, inside that, and this is where, like, because again, I enjoy the conversation, and for me, I'm undecided, and even these conversations are like, it helps me to challenge where I'm going to sit at, because I will shit on voting third party, but I have voted third party the past 2 elections. I might still vote third party this election as well. Same way, like I'll critique Kamala, I'll critique Trump heavily as well. Right. And if like you're actually doing a thing for a thing, in which, yeah, like that's my biggest thing. Ask for something, or like if something's not going to come, then that's where I start lending into the idea of voting for your interests. But
yeah, that Jill, you know, I've been saying I was gonna vote for Jill, but that open border thing, or like talking about what she said, it's amnesty, right? Amnesty is where they can come in.
Like her whole little thing is
it's a human right.
It's a human right.
Yeah, immigration is a
human right. Yeah.
Right. But and then even in that, she was talking about is it amnesty where you come here and then where you say, oh, I'm in danger, and then we can just provide. Yeah. So that was also part of it, that she was saying that, like, at the end of that paragraph, it was like saying that amnesty, that's kind of how she wrapped it all up. But the thing is, like, right now, that amnesty thing is fucking us. That shit is fucking us. So we can't really.
It costs money.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much. Like, but I was gonna vote for her until, like, now it just put me back to like undecided again. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the hard thing, because it's like there's pros and cons
to every
one, and it's like you just like trying to weigh Like,
yes,
like all the
You got to
pros
put it
and
on
cons.
paper, bro. Like it's literally like serious. You got to put it on paper, like they fold the paper hot dog style, and write on both sides like the pros and cons. Otherwise, you probably are gonna make an emotional decision. That's kind of what it ends up being.
But scientifically, but like, well, not even scientifically, but if something's like if it's a choice and it's so hard to differentiate, and you're looking at it and you've been looking at it for weeks and weeks, and you're like, damn, I just don't know. Like like in my business, if a customer's looking at 2 different color or 3 different color choices, and they taking 3 weeks to decide, I'd probably tell them you probably can't go wrong either way. And I don't feel like this is one of those situations, but I feel like if there was a right answer, at this point it'd be clearer. And I don't think we'd be struggling. Like not just me, but just a lot of people are like, damn, I don't know who to vote for.
And I'm hearing that like people having that sentiment are like, well, I'm just not gonna vote. Like, because it gets,
I don't think that's a benefit.
No, I don't think it's a benefit, but you know how like if you face
end up doing it.
Exactly, like if you face 2 of these things, it's like, but I don't know what the fuck, which one I'm gonna choose. So I just fucking.
But to me, the right answer in that regard, in my opinion, leans closer to just voting independent. Because like you still put your vote out there as a vote to be taken, but and again, like if you lean more fucking conservative, go vote for a libertarian candidate. If you lean more liberal, go vote for a like a Green Party candidate. But I would say still put your vote into the system because there's no respect for dormant voters at all.
Yeah.
And if you don't vote, like it's not something to be swung. But like for example, the Muslim vote next election cycle probably is going to be green, right? It's green right now, but it's probably going to get voiced because of like if they all vote in mass and leave a specific party or like needs aren't being addressed, I guarantee you. Like, but if I don't know, like I guess that's not even necessarily like the one-on-one comparison. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, and I heard y'all on Pat make a statement about the fact that the Green Party likes to shit on the Democrats. Y'all were talking. Somebody made that statement. Somebody made that statement, and I
don't think I think that was the debate thing that we had.
Oh no, because I would have said it. I wasn't wherever it was. I wasn't there to be able to voice how I was feeling about it. But if you I only say that to say it doesn't matter where it was said at for real. But
I know they said it there for sure.
The reason that they're doing that is because the Democrats like are the ones that intentionally try to make sure that they don't make the ballots and shit. You know what I mean?
I feel like this. Maybe you said that on there too. Like we had this conversation there.
I think he was the
I almost feel like because they were the people that they brought that exact point up, and then I think that you made that point
back up against us.
Yeah, okay. Because you referenced the Breakfast Club interview.
Right. Okay.
Real quick. Tar said, at To Be Fair show, you say it's up to individuals to educate themselves, especially if they're going to talk about it. But anytime I ask if you read any of the actual bills you talk on, you said no.
What bills is she talking about?
Yeah.
My Sharon was asking that. She was saying there was different episodes where that happened a few times regarding different bills.
Oh yeah, just Tar, to be fair, we have been educating ourselves along the way as well. So like I don't know what specific things you're talking about, but if you have something specific, then you know.
Yeah, but I said like
in there, but
but I say like if we talk about I'm trying to think of what would I have not recently, especially recently
to do with like Project 25. Maybe,
I know I don't talk about Project 25 at all. I don't really have any interest. We can talk about like again the immigration bills, or we can talk about
all right,
like I said, the tax plans and different things.
We're gonna be
real
key in the future on like if there's something mentioned, we'll write it down or something, put it to the side so we know to research it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I know for me that's more so what I've that's what I've been intentional about. Moving my conversation from rhetoric to actual intentional points, in which like I said, Tar, I love you.
Like they say in church, charge it to our heads, not to our hearts.
Oh, that's not what I was gonna say.
I think that's a good slogan. I think that's a good slogan. Yeah. Charge it to our heads. Charge it to our heads, not to our hearts.
No, I think that what I was gonna say is that like Tara,
She said,
I love you. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Oh, here go
Yeah.
one. She said one of them was like the border security bill that you didn't know any of the actual details on. But again, I don't expect anyone read anything. But there was a lot of emotional talk on that one.
Are you talking about the border security bill? Talking about the one that they shot down? Or
Yeah,
that
we
Trump didn't allow to be
talked about
passed?
that in detail. I've also outlined like the main differences between like what will actually happen. If you're talking about like, did I literally read like the wording of every single like bullet point of the bill and talk about, because usually what happens is that like with that bill they talk about how like it was going to be extra money through into Ukraine, and the reality is that all of these bills are like, to make it past the House, it ends up having to, not the House but Congress in general, it has to be bipartisan. And so yes, there is fluff on both sides that actually goes to it. My point is that like I did the duty of understanding the differences between what that bill was and what Trump is presenting. And in that, I've detailed out the differences from my understanding. If you have a better understanding, we can kind of go through that. But I also say that typically your perspective leans right a lot. So like it's hard for me to remember.
I've seen her be fair too.
On anything Democratic?
Yeah. Like I've seen her. I can't give you a specific example, like, but I've seen it for sure. Because
ain't been one.
Yeah, it is, bro. I promise you, I've seen it.
Just throw me one.
I
ain't seen anything that's pro Kamala Biden or
I didn't say that she was saying she was for, but I've seen her give. I've seen her give Trump a critique. I've seen her get. I ain't seen her say nothing good about Kamala or
no. I tell you anything. I ain't seen nothing on the left side of the aisle.
Oh no. I'm just saying that I've seen her criticize Trump.
That he might not have got shot. That might have been the only thing I can remember.
Oh, then maybe that's what it was. Damn, that may be exactly what it was. You got me absolutely right, bro. You're absolutely right. That's
she said again, it was not to put you down in any way. It is just hard.
Oh, I'm not mad. Yeah.
She said it's just hard to have a convo about a bill if no one has read it. There were legit reasons it did not pass, or that HR 2 has been sitting on Schumer's desk.
Okay. Again, we can if you look like you don't never call in, but I do understand like I said, I understand the bullet points of it. I ain't gonna pretend like, and I don't think that 97.8% of people have literally read word for word outside of understanding a full breakdown through multiple sources of what is what it entails inside the bill. And that is what I've seen, like what like federally and what law-wise would actually change, in especially explicitly with the different immigration bills.
Y'all know we still on memes, right?
Oh, I guess is it yoga? Yeah.
Do I got time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's see.
Yeah, you can go ahead, Real.
Oh, man. Talk to us about like your biggest disagreement that isn't money to Ukraine.
No, just if you feel like
that's what you brought up before, but
put some inform us as if we're not informed. Just tell us give us some information. I'm pretty sure the chat would appreciate it as well.
Oh my bad. I guess maybe that sounded condescending, but I would love to know what outside of like the because when you spoke about junk, usually it's the foreign policy money that's loaded in there, which does help for it to be bipartisan.
That was kind of funny too. Let's keep going. That one we're at. I like, man, Wallow. Let's go with Wallow first, man. Y'all fuck with Wallow?
Bro, which one is him right here?
With the green, yeah. Okay, that's Wallow. Y'all fuck with Wallow?
And I want to say this to the brothers out there, right? Especially if you're in the streets right now, you're operating your gun. I just want to say something.
It's playing.
Oh.
And I want to say this to the brothers out there, right? Especially if you're in the streets right now, you're operating your gun. I just want to say something. Rather you know it or not, young black males and the street culture build more communities outside of our community than anybody in the history of life of America. Let me break this shit down. When we get locked up, I come from 19132, Philadelphia. They sent the most people to prison, that area code in Pennsylvania. When I get locked up and me and the homies get locked up, they build new prisons based on the population increase. When the population increase, they'll take a town, they'll go rent some farm area, they'll bring a Lego prison, put it together, boom, 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 boom. Once they bring that prison, they build the gas station. They build the Walmart. They employ all these farmers. They got this whole community that we built, but we never built our own community. We never bought our mama a house. We never sent our kids to college. Every time you shoot a gun in the ghetto, you're sending somebody else's kid to college. Every time you rob somebody, you're buying somebody, paying somebody else's mortgage. The real street nigga is the ultimate job security in America. And I want to say this to the brothers out there, right? Especially if you're in the streets right now, you're operating your gun.
That was crazy, right?
No, I mean, you can look at how the private prison infrastructure and that economy works. And there are a lot of these small towns in like Anson County out here, Marlboro County in South Carolina, ain't shit in these places except the prison.
It's like it's almost like how the military is. You got those places where like Fort Sill, where I was the military, the fucking post is literally the thing for the, you know what I mean, for the city.
But that's cool for the military, but for the prison,
I understand.
Like,
I understand.
So fucked up, like, because it's like a college town or a military town,
right.
but these
it's
are
just a prison,
towns.
right?
And it's like it's these whole community, and it almost make you like realize why, like, the things are set up and the laws are written the way, because they have to have this.
Oh, were they policing that and all that, all of that shit?
Well, shout out to Quest. He just did the documentary about the school to prison pipeline and how like that's set up. If you see these prison towns out here, you be like, oh, that's why they got this set up, because it seems like it's orchestrated.
Right.
I don't have the proof. I can't sit up there and point fingers, but to see like how like our detriment ends up building economies, it definitely makes you think.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was hoping to get from the clip. That was fire. Shout out to Johnny, my guy. I scrolled down. You ain't had nothing to say?
Not anything different than what Johnny said. Tone, did you want to hit those? I know I see you're starring.
Oh, I'm starring. Oh, this is for research for later. She was giving us stuff to look at, so I'm just saving it so we know to look at it later.
Okay.
What was it? What is this dealing with?
As far
we're in the middle of, I want to hear just a little bit.
Codified catch release, let in 1.8 million illegals. Fund sanctuary cities. Fund NGOs moving illegals, lawyers to illegals, work permits to illegals, nothing to deport illegals, no immediate wall fund, weak asylum screening. All of that is what I and many others didn't like about the border bill.
Just to make sure it's understood, only thing I didn't talk about was the literal lawyer thing, but in immigration conversation, and when I broke down the difference between the bill that they was trying to pass and what Trump says, those are the things that I pointed out. The fact of like even the screening when it came down to the questions that they are going to ask, it's like it's pretty much like a 3 question. You get those right, you pretty much like we broke down not the amnesty, but the sanctuary cities and how that is an issue, and that's a big thing. Same thing like what's not on there, and it's not specifically in the bill, is the right to work state as well. But yeah,
all I can say is the work state.
That's what's giving the immigrants the money.
I see what you're saying.
Oh, my bad. My bad. No, it's not right to work. I said the wrong thing.
Right to work.
It's right to shelter.
Okay.
She may have missed the episode when you did the breakdown. She missed a few.
Okay, yeah.
That's on Unpack.
Oh, she talking about Unpack. Yeah, that's the thing. It's probably going to be more on Unpack where you're going to go through all of that. But yeah, scroll down.
I done said I'm for Trump's immigration policy. I don't think it's going to pass through, but I'm pro his.
Oh no, go back up. Go back to the dude in the Tahoe.
Oh, that's never mind. It's too late.
Right, right there.
We ain't gonna play this music too loud. I ain't seen this.
Oh yeah, damn! I forgot.
Man, this dude here, bro, been jamming Glorilla the whole time. We thought it was a female. It's a whole dude, bro.
That gorilla slapping.
Hey, that's the funny thing is,
look at
checking though.
Look at him. Thought this man been driving a couple of blocks. You don't even know.
I got fans. That's the fans.
Boy, he in his zone.
He dead ass. And you know the funny thing is,
hey, listen, you catch me moving through traffic at the right time, that's me. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, hold on, slap me. Y'all niggas play if y'all want.
No, hold on this.
Y'all play if y'all want. I want to roll my window up.
Hey, you know, that's one of my favorite things to see in traffic is like see somebody in the zone. Like, because that you could just see that in that period of time in their day, they're doing fine. You know what I mean? That's like, I love to see that because it's like one of those times where you can see, you know what I mean? Somebody, you can see the happiness, whether it be they on their way to the job that they hate or on their way to, you know what I mean? Some fucked up, but then they have this moment in time in passing that you can see like a person just really enjoying themselves. Like, I love that shit. I love to see that shit.
That's
like, why I said, go ahead.
It's like you get to see somebody like let their hair down.
Exactly.
And it's like, damn, that's their true state.
Yeah.
Like, they ain't performing. They just in their little bubble.
Yeah, in their zone. Yeah. That's how, I mean, at the end of the day, but I think that that Glorilla, I don't listen to it personally, but I know for sure that the shit is, niggas is fucking with it. She's the first one to like actually be able to get more of both sides. Like, she got the female, but she's the first one in a minute. Maybe you take it all the way, but no, I don't think so. Like,
she's the one like that F and F, like last year, 2 years ago.
Yeah, even though I don't like F and F wasn't specific. Like, Yeah Glow was one that slapped.
Yeah Glow, I heard of that one too.
But like, well, yeah, that wasn't the one they got
because and like they have I was talking to, maybe this was Jeff. We were talking about her and Big X the plug. He just dropped a project too. I think that they both have a very similar like strategy, them and their team in the production, where like Glorilla, they're fucking smart with her, where they're taking old Memphis 3-6 Mafia samples, and like it's very specific. It's almost like crunk era Atlanta, and they're flipping it. And then she she did Wipe Me Down. Louisiana's another one too. Yeah. Like, they did like a Wipe Me Down interpolation where like her on that saying some of like the melody of the chorus and shit. Like, it's gonna go and it makes sense. And then she has the Memphis flow, so it's punching and it's driving the whole time. It just works. As long as she has like a couple little fun things.
And then she makes it. The thing is that when I listen to her, I can't remember where I saw. Oh yeah, she was on with Shannon Sharp. I seen that interview, and I'm proud of myself because I went back and because generally when I hear certain stuff, if I start hearing like too much of the quote unquote ratchet type shit, I'm just gonna turn that shit off. But then I decided, I'm like, no, I'm gonna give it a chance. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give her a chance, just like I do with a lot of the guys, like the Chicago drill scene. I don't listen to the music, but I give them a chance in interview format just to see where their heads are and stuff like that. So I went back and made sure I was gonna give her that chance, and I fuck with her. Like, she, you know what I mean? It's not so
she don't take herself too serious.
She seems like a really cool person.
Yeah. So I can't really. That's why I wanted to put that in there because I don't. This ain't something that'll be a common thing that people have seen of me. So I want to make sure, just give her that shout out because she actually she moving and that shit. It's actually kind of dope.
And Big Glow.
Yeah,
I ain't even go. You know what tomorrow is, right? Moose Knuckle Monday.
Looking all on my moose knuckle.
Moose knuckle, yeah. Old head love that part. Old head see you love that part. All right, let me get one more tone. Damn, I got one short one, and then let me get one more after that. It's gonna be the other one that you were trying to click on with the what's inside of the vehicle. There was another one you were about to click.
I got bands on the
car. All right, daddy man, give me a kiss.
Okay, boys.
You ain't gonna give me a kiss?
Don't kiss boys.
I thought that was hilarious, bro. I thought he almost got him too. He almost got him. He was fresh out of his sleep. You know what I mean?
He ain't no, but he was like, oh no.
No. Those ain't the right lips, bro.
The beard?
He was like, yeah. He seen the ash on the lip. He was like, oh no, these ain't mama lips. Definitely. Yeah, that joke was funny when I said. Give me that one right there on the bike. Yeah, but this, man, I guess I'll wrap it up here. I had some fun ones for today.
This is Language on the Science Kid here, and this is Normal Bike. Where's the sound? Where's the coolness? I got my bottle adopter.
I already know where this is going.
Just kidding.
This is the time to be alive right here.
That's how cool people say adapter. No. Anyway, let me insert it into my, come on. It is inserting. Now, hear the difference.
But they added that shit. But that's what it used to feel like back in the day. I done did that, bro.
I'm the science kid here, and this is.
Oh, that's how suburban boys used to live back in the day. That your bike was everything. It gets you
suburban boy. That was every bro.
Yeah,
I was in the hood, bro. That was that.
Talking about
He
suburban.
gonna try to act like what you trying to say? We can't afford bikes, Johnny?
Niggas was too poor for bikes.
Niggas was too poor for bikes, bro. That's fucked up, Johnny.
If it's one thing when you went to the little winter drive, they was gonna have some bikes for the poor kids.
Oh yeah,
bikes and scooters.
Them razor scooters.
Yeah,
them scooters will fuck your shins up, boy.
I never got really good, especially once they started doing the little ones that's like that. All my little brothers and sisters, they great at them little things.
You gonna have some fucked up shins learning that scooter, boy. Trying to do them tricks.
Oh, I ain't trying to do no tricks.
I never got into like the scooter thing just because I don't want to go down the hill that fast on that.
Oh yeah, no.
So every time I got real fast, I gotta hop off because
I'd say, damn, Johnny, you know that people that grew up in the hood on bikes as well.
Yeah,
you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You starting to sound like your boy Trick.
Yeah, that's fucked up, Johnny. That you even think of us that low.
I didn't say y'all didn't have.
Yeah, nah,
bro.
You just insinuated it, bro.
Didn't say suburban boys,
bro. You said niggas too poor for
that's crazy.
Nothing about no. I just
like niggas didn't know about Huffy. What's wrong with him?
Oh, we had Schwinn.
We ain't had that though. It was less levels to the shit, but we had bikes though.
No, it was definitely Huffy. We got our bikes at a Walmart for sure.
Yeah, I mean, my old head had bought me a bike. I had the gold
bro. I
pegs
had
on
to
the
win
front and
one
back with the gold brakes. Yeah, the joint was hard.
I had to win one in one of them you know them things used to sell the candy bars or something. I can't remember what it was, but I won a bike.
The joint that hey, say all that candy in that booklet didn't look good as fuck that your mama wasn't buying. You know what I'm talking about? Them little fundraiser things that had all of the candy in it and shit.
Oh yeah.
You wasn't getting none of that shit. I stopped.
You really just wanted the toy. They were
getting you. Selling the shit and not getting it. I remember selling the shit to other people and then she wouldn't buy it for me.
The Boondocks got a hilarious episode about the whole little fundraiser shit.
Oh yeah.
In which like it's crazy the amount of money kids make for them companies for a gold sticker or bike or like a thing. Like you end up selling $5,000 and your gift is a bike.
Nah, that's crazy.
I didn't promise the manager
Indonesian labor right there, boy.
I gotta buy 2 bags of popcorn next week because somebody's kid doing a fundraiser.
Damn! I should have hit y'all niggas up on the little basketball fundraiser. They was doing the good pop shit too over QJ.
Oh, that's what the popcorn called. Good
yeah,
pop? Yeah. I got signed up. I got clothes for 2 bags. I work at a car dealership. Them motherfuckers nice.
Oh yeah, I guess I'm a rest there. You got something for us, Tone?
I do. First I'm gonna do some follow-up from a couple of weeks ago or a week ago or so talking about the hurricanes. This was a video from 9 years ago.
Stunning. I mean, it was it was chilled.
Nearly 40,000 gallons of seawater fill this tank. House uses a computer program and a single 1,700 horsepower fan with wind speeds up to 157 miles per hour.
This tank is the largest.
A hurricane's power looks like at water level as it storms ashore. In just 2 minutes, scientists here can take calm waters and turn them into a monster hurricane.
The wind is gradually getting stronger and stronger as it's coming up here, and it's ramping up to a Category 5. It's probably about a Category 3 right now.
This 75-foot-long tank is the first simulator in the world capable of creating a Category 5 hurricane over water. Brian House is the director of the University of Miami's new laboratory at the Rosenstiel School of Marine and Atmospheric Science. What was it like when you cranked it up the first time, full blast?
It was stunning. I mean, it was.
I don't want to stay on that. I just like to do the follow up. Show that they do this stuff. I don't just be saying stuff.
I got a question.
Well, I'm about to say who is agreeing with disagreeing with the concept that like HAARP and all that shit exists.
Wasn't that it was people in the comments that was saying that wasn't a thing.
I
guess the question would be if you believe that like the current hurricanes, I guess the hurricane that just came through was a product of said system, in which I can't necessarily say I I don't know. There's no reason for me to believe.
No way to know.
Hey, hold on, but Tone, but that right
but
there,
Hugo did hit North Carolina in
No,
like
that was a fact. That was 89.
That motherfucker.
But I don't think they were showing that to show that how they could create hurricane. I think that was designed to test against hurricanes and test the force. They weren't like actually creating like a man-made size hurricane. They were just doing that as a simulation to test.
In which the concept of
So let me ask you. Let me ask you this then, Johnny, in a rebuttal.
I'm
just as a rebuttal. Let me just ask you this: when have they ever made a weapon that they didn't use as a weapon?
That's not a weapon.
Well,
I'm saying, when have you ever seen something that can be a weapon not be used as a weapon?
But that right there, that's such a small scale. They can't replicate that on a larger scale to create an actual hurricane.
Well,
just,
who's to know what they can't?
Why do you think they can't?
Yeah, I won't go as far as can't. But what we just watched was them doing something in an enclosure that they were testing. You know what I mean? That was in a controlled environment.
Right. 9 years ago.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that
the world's not a controlled environment. You can't do that.
What I'm saying is that we don't know what they can do, and to me, I don't even think it makes sense to even like go back because there's no way of knowing. There's no like.
But I guarantee
actual
you, if
answer.
you watch the rest of that documentary, they're talking about testing and they're talking about preparing for the hurricanes that we're getting now, and they're talking about we can use this simulator and this model to show us when we get big hurricanes at this spot, what kind of protections and preventive measures do we need to do? I think that's what that was showing. That's
and the stranger in the van just want to give you candy too, Johnny.
No stranger ever tried to give me candy, but to me personally, I'd have to go watch the rest of that because I love weather documentaries like that.
So that didn't happen in the suburbs because y'all can afford candy.
It probably happened way more in the suburbs.
Giving them love.
Probably,
that's
just not my section of the suburbs. The other section.
Yeah, I don't know. I understand like the point of playing that in the concept that you can create the conditions of a category, like you can create the conditions that make a category 5 hurricane. I think
on a
that
small scale.
Right. Well, and this is where I'll go with this. I would say that replicating that at a large volume would take something like it's a lot of building and a lot of like control that goes into that. What I like I said, I do understand that there is weather making, like there's cloud seeding, you have like the harp shit, like there's a bunch of things that does exist. So like I'm not pushing. I know I'm personally, Johnny might be different. Let me make sure I'm only speaking for myself. So there are ways to control and help control weather. That specific thing right there, to replicate that on the scale to actually make a hurricane, because remember that was a 75 was a yard.
I said like 40,000 gallons or something, but it was small. Like it's not.
Yeah, like the enclosure to even like start making that like a bigger thing. I think that when you push it out to like size would be huge.
I wasn't trying to get into the possibility of if they can do it or not. I honestly believe they can do whatever they want to do at this point. Like if they're like, I didn't seen too much stuff get done to know that any of this stuff is possible to get done. So hey,
I do believe.
I'm not saying that
it's how you want. My whole point of showing it was to show that hey, I don't just be talking crazy. This stuff happens. That was my whole point.
But I do believe, like he said, cloud seeding. Like we talked about that. I said that was.
Well, you don't have to believe it. Like you could.
That
just
was
look
the
it
thing. Like the heart. There are ways to control and manipulate weather. I just don't.
Yeah, I think that they actually signed that as a part of the Geneva Convention that you couldn't use that for war. So like this existed already. You know what I mean? For them to actually have that as a part of the Geneva Convention means that they already know that this is something that can be used as a weapon to give you an advantage in wars. So like literally they signed it so that you can't use it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's a few comments here. I guess we can go over.
Yeah, before we transition over.
I know that when they did that episode, they were just showing you the force of what a hurricane can do. It was not that they were showing you that the scientist is doing that to the weather. Yeah, I still think the same thing. That was 9 years ago. I don't think anybody's gonna have a weapon and not try to use it as a weapon, or a potential weapon and not try to use it as a weapon.
Solo world.
It is a town in North Carolina. They got hit very, very hard by the last hurricane, and it is also the #1 place in the country with lithium, where lithium is at, and the people will not sell their houses. Yeah, so that was one of the things that happened on this last hurricane.
Yeah, my boss man, I can't remember what town it is. He said, "Is it Asheville?"
It's close to Asheville.
Close to Asheville, yeah, something like right around there. My boss was talking about that. They had to rescue his grandmom and all that. You know what I mean, so it was really bad. It was really bad. So the house is pretty much, you know what I mean, they're gonna have to just build a new house and all that shit. It was finding people just like people dead in waters that was, you know what I mean, just flowing waters and streams and shit. Yeah,
no, that shit crazy. No, I
mean that shit was bad.
It really went down up there.
Yeah, it did.
And like I say, because I was having an argument at work about this. I know the lithium was up there. I know the rain was gonna go. If they wanted to get that lithium, they could have got it. Like they didn't have to make a fake or make a hurricane.
Yeah, but it would have cost a lot more though.
No, it wouldn't. This shit costs
to get
like
those. It depends on where it is though.
But
If
the
you're talking
amount of
about
damage,
removing people from their home, if their homes and if this is land that's already being used for like in the neighborhoods and shit.
But that whole lithium thing, that was one part of Asheville. It wiped out like up in like App State. It's so much other stuff. It's so it's so much what they call it incidental damage or like a collateral damage that has happened from this. For them just to get that lithium mine, they could have went a better way without destroying the whole area. And I don't think
I wasn't sitting here saying that's what they did. I'm just my thing is that that's the beautiful thing about like the conspiracy things. Like it's no way to prove like one way or the other. I just keep an open mind with it. It could be, and it could not be. But there ain't no way for me to like know if that specific storm came from them into like I don't know. It's no way for me to know.
Look at weather and like acts of God, and like this world, there's crazy shit that's gonna happen in the world that nobody can control.
You believe in global warming?
Yeah, I mean the average temperature of the globe is going up.
Yeah.
Whether the cause, I think global warming is more about the cause.
Right. That's what they're debating, really, what the cause is.
But regardless of the cause, it's still going up, and the more it goes up, the worse weather gets.
I keep telling
people,
so
I don't think you have to manipulate the weather because we're going to just get bad storms like this because of global warming. It has nothing to do with them trying to create a storm. They're just going to create themselves.
Possibly.
Yeah. Greg, I tell Rail this all the time. Greg Brayton did a lot of research on that as far as like this global warming thing. I was watching this like maybe about like years ago, like 5 years ago or so. Like, but he was doing research then on this stuff. And this what he came to find, they look at the ice caps and they have history of stuff through the ice caps. Like, so literally they've been just picking history through, like picking ice out of Antarctica and everything, and they able to see the history and everything. This is a normal thing that happens in Earth's. Yes, it's a normal thing that happens.
I mean, imagine that. Like, I mean, over the course of billions of years,
you said the warming.
What are you talking about? Global warming, like he's saying that. It's the natural
some like the argument against global warming.
No, not that it doesn't exist. It's just that
we didn't even get into it. We didn't get into it.
We weren't trying to really. We just said that
the average global temperature is rising, and we didn't say from what. We just said it's just the fact that it's rising.
Yeah,
and
I only brought that up because we were talking about the storm.
It's a natural cycle of the world, the earthly cycle. It goes up, it comes down.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm gonna move forward. There's some other comments in here, but I really ain't want to spend that much. I got some fire ones. Let's see. I thought this was
You want to get rich, you lie to people who want to be lied to. You want to make a living, you tell the truth to people who want to hear the truth. And if you want to go broke, tell the truth to people who want to be lied to.
Ooh.
I get it. That's how you make money. Okay. So where should I do stocks? Should I do crypto? No, you don't use, remember that, here's my only advice to you. Don't use the market to make money. Use the market to grow money. The moment you think you're going to use the market to make money is when you lose your money. Make your money outside the market, use the market to grow the money. Because let me tell you something. Rich is not wealthy. Somebody who has a lot of money in their bank account may be rich. Somebody who has a lot of things is rich. But they're living paycheck to paycheck. When that money stops coming in, they're fucked. Wealthy is when that money is making money for you. That's how assets work. Buy assets, not liabilities. You want to get rich?
Yeah, let that first part.
You want to get rich? You lie to people who want to be lied to. You want to make a living, you tell the truth to people who want to hear the truth. And if you want to go broke, tell the truth to people who want to be lied to.
I like that.
That's fair. He
like
do look
that.
like a broke man's Gary V.
That's what I thought.
I think that is
That's
Gary
not
V.
Gary V.
No, I don't
I
think
think
that's
that is, I think I'm pretty sure that's Gary V, bro.
no. Look,
Gary
at
V been going through it.
Gary V a little more like aggressive and loud. It's not Gary V. Gary V also ain't got that much hair.
That's Gary. That's Gary
Yeah,
X right there.
yeah, his shit recede a little bit further on the sides for sure. But
Gary Y.
Gary Y chromosome, my bad.
Yeah, but other than that, what you think of that?
No, I like that. He said if you want to be rich, a lot of people want to be lied to. If you want to make a living, tell the truth to people who want to hear the truth. And if you want to go broke, tell the truth to people that want to be lied to. I think that's a very solid formula. I think that's a very solid formula. And it's applicable in like many different like industries or many different like areas of life too.
And it was, and even the second part that he said about the market, about like you don't invest in the market to make money. You invest in the market to grow, to make money grow. And this makes perfect sense. If you look at like what happened during COVID, where everybody was trying to get it, where everybody was getting into the stock market, niggas was looking to make money, and then realized like that the market is long game. You know what I mean? You can do like day traders. Sometimes you know that day trading or puts and what is it called? It's calls and puts options. Yeah, if you're gonna do options, then that's like making money. That's how you can make money. But like as far as like the market,
fucking gambling, bro.
Yeah, that's all it is.
What are you talking about? The market in general?
No,
No, you're talking about day trading.
Day trading, crypto. But my bad. More so, day trading and forex is pretty much gambling in general. And I think that I think I was having this conversation with Unc. Shout out Unc. He pulled up at QJ's birthday dinner on Friday. So
he didn't even get no invite.
We was talking. It was a limited amount of yeah.
Okay.
Both sides of the family got a lot of folks.
They saw how you was eating at the wedding, bro.
Is that what it was?
That's what it was. I didn't even eat it.
I'm about to say
you just talking.
I'm about to say Ray don't even like tacos. That nigga don't eat nothing but Susie food, boy.
My wife make tacos all the time.
But nah, so damn it, what we just at? I was talking to him and well, I was talking to him. I was talking to QJ's grandpa on his mama's side, and it was a couple different things that was happening. It was a couple fire conversations. I guess maybe since we're in our we are not fiduciary. How you say it, Johnny?
I'm not gonna mess up. I'm
fiduciary.
Fiduciary advisors. I forget what it's a full little tag.
Fiduciary.
Yeah. Advisors. Make sure you do your own research. Whatever you earn your leisure, say it before they say everything. But no, we was actually having like a fire conversation amongst like I think it was me, Unc, Anthony, and was that it? Oh no, my pops came over too. So like we were just talking. And I think that the conversation started off just talking about kind of where you was at, where COVID was like a big scam for investors if you thought that was reality. Because of with COVID,
6 figures.
And matter of fact, we had started off talking about like housing prices and equity and how like people got tricked during COVID thinking that making 70K in equity in your house was something that could actually be replicable in general. Where like naturally over the course of like housing, you're hoping to get 70K over 10 years, 8 years or some shit like that. Where COVID, that shit happened. Like my house grew in equity 100,000 inside a year and a half maybe. But if you base your understanding of market off of that, it's incorrect. Same difference with like COVID stock prices. There was if you make it easy. If you base your investment strategy off what you made at GameStop at the right time, that's fucking crazy. Same difference when we go into crypto. If you was invested in Ethereum, Bitcoin, even if it was Shiba or Dogecoin at the time. If you base it off of that during that period of time, that growth is not natural. Like usually you're really looking at like 3 to 5 to make on a great fucking year, 10% gain. But like during COVID, but during COVID, you was getting 200% on like your investment. And like that was what was
Murdered
pretty
their ass
much
on
quote
DraftKings.
unquote the gambling of it, and got people addicted and got they. I mean, a lot of niggas also lost a lot of money on the back end of the whole crypto stock day trading forex shit. They just quiet about it.
Can I? Well, you can finish.
Oh, okay. If you had a testimony at the time, I don't stop my brother.
I want to give a little. I will give a little
but,
advice, but I'll let you finish because I did learn something during COVID.
Okay, gotcha. But nonetheless, going to what the guy was saying, that is the proper way to actually invest your money.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not investing to actually like make money as much as like I'm putting money here and I want to grow this money. And that is the proper way to properly invest long term. And that's why like I never was sold on Forex. It just never got me because it looked like niggas trying to gamble and guess the volatility of charts. And that's the same thing as day trading.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will say the one thing about the COVID is that like of course, like investing, it's not meant to make money. It's really meant to like hold your money. It's meant, it's like meant to be as like a
hell of a savings account.
A hell of a savings.
Yeah.
You're supposed to take money, like you're supposed to have a big enough amount of money in there to where like you could do something, and then you put it in there instead of putting it in savings, so it works. The biggest thing I learned from COVID, as far as and I ain't no financial advisor. This ain't financial advice, but the biggest thing I learned from COVID is watch Congress. See what the hell they.
Are you trying to invest with Nancy?
Nancy Pelosi.
And she undefeated out here.
Bit Pelosi.
So that would be my advice. Fuck all the Forex and stuff. Look at what Congress doing. Copy them.
Yeah, that's crazy that they can influence law and fucking and be in the market. That's crazy, bro. That shit should be illegal, bro.
All right, so real quick, because I didn't want to spend that much time on it. Real quick, to get rich, you got a lot of people who want to be lied to. True statement or false?
No, it's false. I mean, it's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
Hell yeah. You lied.
If you want to be lied to, the thing is, if
I think
you tell them
he
the
lined it
truth,
up
then
perfectly.
it's just gonna piss him off.
Well, no, but two of them wanted to be lied to.
If
You
they
get
want to
rich
be
by
lied to.
lying to them when they want to be lied to them. But what he said at the end also, if they want to be lied to and you tell them the truth, that's the way to go broke.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's a fact.
Yeah,
So, that one right there is the power. Like you tell them the truth when they want to be lied to.
So, like,
if they get rich, the one in the middle was what was the one in the middle?
Tell the truth
to people that want to know
the truth.
Yeah,
but if they want to be lied to, your only option is damn near to lie to them.
Pretty much.
Well, that's where you're gonna make your bag.
That's definitely where you're gonna make your bag.
That's the only way it's gonna keep you from being broke. If they want to be lied, I'm gonna tell them the truth.
Oh man,
you're gonna make a profit off it.
All right, we might get. I don't know how far this conversation.
You want to have an unpack? But no, go ahead.
So ironically enough, this is like opposite of what we just was talking about because everybody did get into the part about the money and everything. So I thought this was interesting though because I think about this all the time.
Yeah.
Humans really made up paper money, and to give it value, said its value was based on a metal, which also has a made up value, and then convinced everyone again that those made up values are constantly decreasing and that they determine whether or not a child can eat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like one of the things lately I've been dealing with, like I've been on the auction sites. Y'all already know about that. But one of the things that being on, like if you on the auction site, especially when I be going on, like man, it gets disgusting. Like you start noticing how consumerism and capitalism and even how like greed comes into play within the whole thing. And it's kind of disgusting. So it was like I'll be thinking about that all the time outside of it though. Like we add a value to everything and we literally could like grow food from the ground and everybody be eating for free. And we literally have water that comes from the sky that's illegal to catch.
Well, Johnny is a capitalist in a free market.
Yeah, what fun would it be if we could be equal? And like if somebody,
it ain't about being equel. It's more about
it was a joke, Tony. It was a joke.
Behind every good joke is some truth. Tell them, Johnny, how you feel. No, Johnny, you're also. Let's be real. You are a capitalist. Like you are against like. And this is the funny thing. And again, I love my brother Trey. Trey, he's one of my favorite guys to have conversations with. I think an inherent contradiction in a bit of his belief system is he loves like quoting socialist leaders of the past. And by that meaning the civil rights leaders. The Black Panthers was a socialist movement. Malcolm X was advocating for socialism as well. Like most of the civil rights leaders they were socialists, pro-socialism, but he's also like against. And I think that in itself, going to you, like you are a capitalist and a free market guy, right?
Mhm.
That is a fair, expression of where you stand at. That meme is the result of that. Not specifically like it started there, but the exploitation of it is specifically that. Like the reality is that if done right, socialism is the idea of actually evenly giving out things to make sure that everybody has
At
a
least that,
a bottom end. But I know you don't believe in the basement and safety nets either. That's what you told us on Unpack.
Yeah, I just seen that too.
But
I said
nonetheless, yes, you did. You went first and you drug, and then Trey even was on the other side. But I was like, Johnny drug. He dragging right now. I ain't gonna lie, but I know for me, I'm personally like I am more a social democrat more than anything, in which I believe inside like good regulations on capitalism. So I believe inside like socialist regulations on capitalism to where there is decent enough social net.
Tara said, "Did you just if done right us?"
If done right, what's that mean?
If done right,
which part?
When you talk about socialism, if done right, you was like, if done right, socialism can work.
Oh, well, that's the only answer to the meme. That's the opposite of the meme.
Yeah.
If done right, that would be like the idea. Same thing. If done right, capitalism means that everybody can properly move up, but you then have to eliminate all meritocracies. So you have to eliminate all corporatocracies. Like there's so many barriers that exist to where capitalism does function almost as a caste system, statistically. Because if you're born poor, middle class, or rich, you typically stay inside the same thing. The outliers are the ones that move up and down.
So if done right, you still think like socialism is better in like this.
I am a social democrat. Okay. I believe in the safety net, but I believe inside the benefit of like capitalism and free market. I just think that it needs regulations because if not, without regulations, you have hyper exploitation.
I mean, I agree with regulations too, but I still consider myself a capitalist. Even with
that's cool. I'm not trying to move you. I'm just telling you the meme he presented is the result of your ideology. I ain't trying to move.
I'm not trying to move you.
Yeah.
I actually have some fire ones in here. I might have to save for next week, but I'm gonna just play this last one real quick. I thought this is interesting. Man, I had one. Did y'all look at the meme I sent y'all in the chat? It was one.
I watched like half.
Yeah, it was
it's like 5 minutes, but
yeah, it was dope. I thought what she had to say was dope, but I'm gonna say that for another day. I thought this was interesting.
Oh shit! Did somebody put this in the Unpack zone too? Didn't they?
Oh, that's probably where I seen it at.
I seen this one too. Yeah. Oh, this was in the Unpack chat. Yeah, this was in the chat. Yeah.
That's why I turned it off right there. I turned it off.
She better be able to talk.
Yeah.
No, they can't. But I know. I'll just repeat my commentary on that I put in the chat was Asians are like first place when it comes down to the black cultural appropriation race for sure. I don't think nobody actually does black cultural appropriation better than the Asians do. Them motherfuckers be breakdancing their ass off.
Yeah, they be
goddamn like they done made K-pop and they rappers be goddamn chicka fuck that and they be hitting the patterns and everything.
Have you seen the battles?
Yeah, they be dragging.
Have you seen the Japanese folks with the dreads? I think
they found a way to make their hair actually like dread up. Like they love black folk but hate us, and it's amazing. But again, I think that was just an example of they love some black culture.
This is what I find interesting about all of that.
Graffiti.
The more you keep digging into history, the more you find out that the different world cultures are just old black culture. And like so, and I say in quotes, old black culture, because I don't really think we black. but I don't identify us as that. But it's just old Black culture. Like it's stuff that we did. The more you keep digging, you end up finding that out. And even within our time, we can see it. Like
I think that's just cultural appropriation. Because that's American gospel interpolation right there,
bro. But I still think it was fire because like
them niggas they was doing like to string music. Well, it's some little thing.
To me, when people want to emulate you, that mean that's a compliment, bro. They like us for real. They really love us. Like they can say you can't hate somebody without loving them anyway. But like, yeah,
they love our culture. I don't think they love us.
No, I
but if I just want to go to where Trey, not Trey. Damn, my bad. You not Trey. That's Tone. Tone was right there. I do believe that Asia was populated from South America. The South American, I can't remember the people, through Cambodia, which is pretty much a straight shot from the bottom of Africa up through the bottom of Asia, and they kind of migrated their ways up. And that's why it's the San people. The San people of South Africa look almost identical to the Cambodians of Cambodia. And I personally believe that as they went up, naturally, the same way if you go to like why white people are white is the colder weather. And the lack of need, isolation. The lack of need of melanin makes you lighter, and it changes like like different phenotypical things over years. But to me, that is almost like a one-to-one that I almost stand by completely. Is that like South African San people populated Cambodia, and those Cambodians moved up and migrated, and so like there is a one-to-one correlation to Asians and Africans. And even if you talk to like whether you want to go to 5% is the Nation of Islam, XYZ is the Asiatic black man. All these same things kind of like flow with themselves.
I mean, if you even in like a lot of their like parades and stuff, you can see that they know.
No, I don't think they know shit. You talking about Cambodia or talking about Asian?
Talking about Asian.
No, they hate black people.
Oh God, no.
I knew this teacher.
Them niggas is like almost as racist as white folk.
I
think it might be more. They might be more racist than white folk.
These people, I think, were Japanese. It's a difference between like Japanese and Chinese and even Cambodian.
Oh no, I get it. All of them hate black folk though,
bro. All of them don't hate black folk.
All right, so I know. Now tell me, what are the ones that like black people? Not black culture.
I don't think Japanese hate black people, bro.
Them niggas only like black culture.
Yeah, bro.
I knew this.
I be seeing the people that be touring in little town, and you hear them black women inside Japan talk about how in Tokyo, or the black men talk about being fetishized, and the black women talk about the fact that they don't have any options. But then within that, neither one of them take them home to parents. That's what they say, like the Japanese. Because I done watched a little dating in Tokyo.
I can see that. Shoot, I think that's pretty good, bro. Most white folk ain't just trying to take the black.
I ain't saying it,
and that don't mean they don't like you. The white woman, I think that's like more of a
bro. If your child could come home looking a whole different color, like if your grandchild could come home looking a whole different color than you. Like with us, we have the dominant gene, so our children are gonna look like us. Our grandchildren will look like us naturally, no matter who you have a child with. But if it's a possibility, like, yeah, my child's not going to look like me and none of that. I don't think it's anything wrong with people caring about that for their people, bro. I don't think that's like.
No, again, I don't think that there's anything
wrong
with
they don't
that.
like you. That's what I'm saying.
I've never seen anything other than like black hate from anybody. Like, let's just say the ones that migrate to America. And the sentiment that they have towards the black community is never positive.
Well, let me ask you, where are you getting their sentiment from? Because I just haven't seen the sentiment. Where are you getting their sentiment from? Where are you seeing it?
Like how they feel in America. Yeah. That would be like generally the ones that I come across inside like everyday life, and then the people that I went to school with. So then I would go and start isolating the people that own like XYZ stores. So then I can go like Pesos up the street was Asians.
Oh, they own Pesos. I don't remember who.
Yeah, it's Asians that run that, and they're gonna walk you to each aisle and da.
Oh, the niggas was hitting them over the head. You talking about they gonna walk you? Niggas was in there thieving like a motherfucker.
That's cool, but then like you're never gonna try like no Asian girl is dating a black dude in high school.
I know when I was back in the day, bro, I used to try to shoot my jumper all the time for whatever reason. I used to like that.
No, but it's a cultural thing, and like if you get close enough to the right ones, they'll tell you how. Like it's a fucking Asian kid on the basketball team. Like they'll speak. Well, he's Vietnamese, but he's Asian still, but he's not like what I mean. But Yeah, like there is like specific sentiments that are passed down. Same way, like the thing is that the American black is the most hated across the board.
Yeah,
Like so, like Africans say the same shit that Asians say, that the Europeans say. That to me, I like to me it don't be hard to guess that the world hates us, and that they ain't trying to procreate with us, and their parents tell them to stay away from the American black.
Oh yeah, Unc say no one wants to be with the black person because of the American nigga. The American nigga dictates the world's opinion against us black people. It is sad.
And I love Unc actually has like.
You
oh no, he had
to the side, bro.
He did. He hit me, but nonetheless, go to the wide shot, Tone. Unc actually has a full. To me, I think it's almost like the perfect comedy set that would work with the American nigga. And he also says that the American nigga is not just black people. You have Asian niggas. You have my bad. We don't have to like get this entire episode flagged. I'm about to explain this whole thing, but I gotta say the N-word too many times, and then yeah, I tap.
I wouldn't even think about that. That is something that instantly get you flagged.
Yeah, I'm about to start running down it, but he has it's hilarious. I think it's a really good perspective. But
you think YouTube gonna look at it and be like, oh, these are a whole bunch of niggas. They can say it.
My thing, I'm just trying not to attempt it.
Yeah, I'm gonna concede there because I got some other stuff, but yeah, I concede there.
No, you had some good.
I do got one more that was funny though. This is hilarious. I think y'all will find this hilarious.
Makai and Maurice. Makai and Maurice. Bro, why the hell is you on top of Makai car, bro? What you on top of the car for? Y'all locked yourself out the car. Y'all trying to get back in the car, right? So where the keys at? In the car somewhere? What you using to get in the car? Like what you trying to? What's your point? Like what are you doing? What are you using? No, show. Let me see what you got. So you got a hanger, and what's your objective with the hanger? You trying to hook it on the handle, right, to open the door, so y'all can get in the car. Look at him. He don't know what the hell going on. Look at Makai. He just sitting there. Ain't no help, no nothing. It's your car. How the hell y'all lock the keys in the car? But you know what? Give me the hanger, bro. Give me the hanger. Give me the hanger. You know you can get right in that hole, right, bro? Just get in there. I'm gonna show you something, but y'all work hard, bro. Get in the car. Y'all out there with a damn hanger the whole time, bro. Just get in. Come on. You sitting there just looking at him. You like where y'all brain be at, bro? Like what? Open the door. Let me see how easy it was. Open the door. Y'all climbing on a car. You a scuba diver. You scuba diving through a sunroof. Open the door. Look how easy that was.
Look at it.
It was super easy. You didn't dove in head first. You sitting there looking like a damn mummy. Can't no. But y'all get bro, go on, bro. Y'all go on, bro. You don't even need to drive, bro. I might well take the car back. Y'all losing keys trying to put Makai Maurice.
No, shout out to the teens, man. That's literal teen behavior,
bro. It is.
No, if you know a bunch of teens, that's teens right there.
Your mama say QJ and RJ.
No, that sound about right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's how them teens be.
Oh man.
That's all of them. Them teens just be out there lost, boy.
I'm trying to see. We got some comments to go over here. Let me see.
I want to see what Tara was talking about with GameStop. Go up a little bit.
Oh, okay.
She got paid.
She said GameStop was great for me only because I was a graphic designer to some of the guys in the original group. So I was in the end group, but that is not the norm.
Yeah.
And many since have lost a ton thinking they are geniuses.
Hell yeah. Everybody thought they had it figured out during COVID with the market on all of the different markets.
I ain't gonna say
they just knew they had it figured out.
Looked out for your boy. I went into work that Friday and was like, y'all better get it. Y'all better motherfucker looked at me like
you ain't text me.
My bad, bro. I got you the next time.
Fuck you, bro. I got to figure it out. I'm just playing now. Let me know. Some shit pop. Yeah, you know, I don't be in. I'm not in the end crowd.
I'm sorry.
AMC
too. Shout out to them boys.
AMC. What Hertz? Didn't Hertz do something like that too?
I wasn't in on Hertz. I just had AMC.
Shout out to that wasn't was that Reddit that was running all that?
What was that shit called?
4chan.
It was on Reddit. But I was in Wells. I'm in Wells Squad, so they was.
Oh, you still in there?
I got it. Yeah.
Choose in the chat.
Hey, that should remind me of how like these niggas doing on this. Hey, say this. I don't know if y'all paid attention, but like this, with a sports betting to start whooping niggas ass, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody was winning at first. Everybody was winning, and now it seemed like niggas getting smacked over the head left and right, fucking with that sports betting.
I don't know if
it
I
was
want to
almost like it was rigged.
I don't know if I want to bring the conversation to here or to unpack, but I do think that money in sports on all the levels is like such a really interesting conversation. Even with North Carolina, what is it? The Congress Supreme Court of North Carolina just passed to where now, because at first it was only private schools that could get NIL, but now that's open for public schools as well. And
now they had to do that though, because them private schools was finna run it up on them boys.
Well, the private schools have been running it up on them.
Yeah.
But I mean,
been running it up.
But then there's one, they didn't have to, because there's public schools are gonna keep going on. It's just that you was gonna lose and continue losing athletes. But I mean, athletes also started getting smart where they'll go get their bag and then go leave again. But but because it is all the Wild West. But now you're seeing that even inside the college realm, where it's the Wild West. And I don't want to get too deep into it just because it's so many layers that I almost want to like format a full conversation, because every single layer has its own full depth and intricacies. I
would say this just for like on the college football side of it. I'll say this. That's because that's the most profitable, the most lucrative college sport there is. Is the college football. And it's been a lot of boys, like, coming from Rockhill, a lot of boys go play football. And some of these schools have been billion-dollar programs. They make, like if you look at some of the TV contracts for the SEC and the ACC, multi-million, $100 million like contracts. And they was just giving these boys scholarships.
Nah,
and
they weren't. That's the issue.
Legally. I'm talking about before. But
the beauty of like now the athlete podcast,
they
all them niggas, they tell you that.
I was just looking at it on 520. They was talking about it the other day.
Yeah, I love 520. Jeff Teague and them, he'll tell you like my recruitment to like his recruitment to multiple schools dealt with like them opening the door, having that bag, and leaving out.
He was like, he gave you the envelope, didn't he? He gave you that envelope.
But you'll hear all of them now that it's past the statute of limitation. They could talk about it.
Been happening.
If you was good, you was getting that bag.
I know it's been happening. Like I know it's been happening, but it was uneven. There was no regulation. It was because I know boys from Rock Hill that I know your mama, bro. I know where you live. Where you get this charger from? Where the charger come from, big dog? Like I've seen that. So I know the money has been there, but now now it's revenue sharing. It's not just.
But they haven't quite gotten to the revenue sharing part. I think that probably is like one of the things. No, NIL and
so that's just this is coming from like the trust and the
this is where it starts. And let's not spend too much because this ends up being like an hour and a half conversation.
Yeah, you're right.
But I think when it comes down to
I think the boys should get paid for.
I mean, I think that there's an argument or a conversation to have about right now if they making more or less money. There's a conversation with that. If it's more safe now, or if it was safer then, there's a conversation with that as well. If there is actual need for better regulation with it, because of like, for example, there are kids that are going to schools. I forget what was it, UNLV recently.
The quarterback.
The quarterback that withdrew, but it's because they didn't pay him the NIL money that they promised him. And like, because it's not like contract signing, is what we're saying that we're going to do this, and through this, whether it's going to be this corporation or through this business, we're going to guarantee you this stuff. But now kids have the thing, but then there's also kids that are
a bad agent though. There was an agent that was a problem with that.
But the thing is that there's also kids now that are taking that money and leaving.
That happened.
You can still red check. You could take 500,000 and leave. Just red shirt and get the fuck out of there.
No, you could take
it's the fucking Wild West right now.
Take the money and fake an injury.
It's the fucking Wild West, bro. And it's crazy. Like
that's an injury for the whole year. play one game and be like, man, my hammy hurt, coach.
And get the fuck out of there.
And transfer to a different school.
All the way down to like right now, if you know basketball, AJ DeMaster. He's a number one player in his class. Wherever he's playing, 7 to 8 million guaranteed.
All right, y'all should unpack this one.
Yeah.
So I don't give a fuck. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Oh no, I know
but
you
it's not about Steve though. But it ain't
just because you ain't
serious.
got a wicked jump shot.
No, just because I'm not into the flying balls.
A juke. He ain't had that juke on him. Damn, I had a goddamn
balls for, bro.
That's what y'all talking about, bro.
We talking about sports.
Flying balls, bro.
That's what you see.
So where we going? We going paper, rock, scissors to get into these. What's called? So we're gonna do the comments first.
Could take another L.
I guess it looked like Tone got a couple of them.
Yeah, I just highlighted a few.
Yeah, go hit those.
These are from different conversations across the time period we've been talking. So
okay, got you. Solo, real.
We are, as Black people in America, the only people that immigrants come to this country and look down on. That is a fact. You see it every day, all year long. Agree?
Yeah.
All right. The mic. Okay. I think the wrong regulations are being put on capitalism, which is favoring big corps and making it harder to start or thrive as a small business. Cut regulations and everyone benefits.
Oh no. I guess the thing is, it's two things. Like, okay, well, the people who are endorsing the regulations, they have the money, so that the regulations are going to, benefit the people who are spending the money to have the regulations passed out. I don't know that whole the way that this whole system works is kind of weird. Everything's for sale, which is kind of one of the biggest problems.
What you think, Johnny? The capitalism, man. What you think?
I mean, I'm for regulations. Like I've always been, for the regulations, but I've never been like personally just a capitalism. I do think there's some like need for like you say, a safety net, but
she say cut regulations and everyone benefits though. What do you think about that?
No, I don't think there should be no regulations. I've never been a no regulation capitalism, but some of them definitely help.
Yeah, he didn't do that slick at all.
Yeah, nah, I'm completely against cutting regulations. I think regulations is the only thing that allows for people at the bottom to have any version of a chance. If not, it becomes like a monopoly in a corporatocracy, in which we kind of almost like halfway living through. So yeah. Hey, Ray, I'm gonna give you like a slight piece of advice.
Okay.
When you do all that.
Oh, my bad.
That's it. Just a little advice for my brother. Make sure that you on code.
I appreciate that.
And keep my brothers on code for sure. Hey, now, all right. So
goddamn code be changing every week.
I feel like we're kind of like Tone's going through it, and this is a really unique, fun observation that I had about the code. I think the code is such an interesting thing, and unpack. We get to see some of like code, but the after show, the code be like completely on display. And this is a compliment.
Johnny, you smacking in the mic, bro.
This will be a compliment to my brothers, and I told them this as well. In which, like, sometimes I've learned, like, after show, I just tap out, and I'm just like, I'm an audience member, and I'm just enjoying because it's gonna be like debauchery. But one thing about all the FBA brothers, whatever the first point that's made, they riding with that motherfucker. No matter what, they are not going to disagree. If it's somebody else in the room that disagree, they going to ride with them no matter what. Even if it's against reparations, even if it's against like anything.
How does that make sense? Hold on, you can't.
I don't think it makes sense. But I do commend the fact that they just all get in line.
That's crazy.
They just will get in line. And I'm like, oh shit. Like
they almost like them Hebrew Israelites. Like they come in,
but nonetheless, I do think that there is a commendable part, though. Like can we critique it? Yes. I don't live by it or anything but like that. But the fact that no matter if they disagree with the thing, they are not going to do it out like inside like a public sphere or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, especially if it goes to get, if no matter how much, and you know, like they have enemies really loosely.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's easy to be an enemy of them. So like if the enemy has a point that one of the brothers have made, whatever, at that time they all don't like black women. They all leaving it, or they all against reparations. Or my bad, they're gonna vote for the guy that is outwardly for reparations, against reparations. But nonetheless, like I said, I thought that it was interesting. My bad, that was my own code tangent. Shout out to them brothers. They do get on code and they get to it.
So y'all ready for this L?
Damn.
Finally,
hey, Johnny, what was yours?
It was one from last week. Are we in denial about the brokenness of our system?
Okay, gotcha. And is the system going to save us? So I think that me and yours have to kind of go together. And Rel, I guess yours is with Mom Dukes or something like that.
Yeah,
so we can start with that, and then I think me and Johnny will take the last half of the show, or the last like 45 or so.
So shout out to Mama Sharon. She put this in there. I was asking for a question for like our show, which we didn't end up doing yesterday. I had to cut some tree down yesterday. Not down, but cut up some tree. Chainsaw work. Put the chainsaw.
You a marijuana farmer?
A little bit.
Okay.
Nah, but yeah, I had to do that. So we didn't end up having the show. We're gonna have it next week for sure. But I thought it was better. It made a lot more sense for it to be asked amongst us. And the question was like, what changes what changes as it relates to the relationship that a man has with his mom once he becomes married or in a serious relationship, however, sometimes, So I thought that like, and it's funny because like my mom like understands before I would even have to say something. She kind of already understands that there's kind of like there is a difference in the way that the priorities kind of lie once you have done, accepted this woman as your wife, and it just is what it is. So I just wanted to, when she asked that question, I was like, damn, that's a good ass question. I wonder what the fellas, especially with Johnny not having been married yet, or even you as like kind of newly married, and Tone too, just to see like what do y'all see like as the differences that would make sense in the relationship that you have with your mom pre-marriage and post-marriage, or pre-serious relationship and post.
Q. Okay, my bad. I'm eating snacks and shit. But
I just got cut.
But Johnny wasn't paying attention, so I'll start off.
I was looking for something, but yeah.
But the difference is, and all right, so you kind of framed it a little bit different than the initial framing of your question. But what should change, is that what you're saying now?
Yeah. What I said? How did it change? That's what I'm looking for now. Let's see it. Oh yeah, I said, how does your relationship with your mother change once you're married?
You said how did there, right?
How does?
Oh, how does it? And that's what, like, I know that one I can't really answer because I'm fairly new in the game, so I can't like specifically answer how does it change. But how should it change? And you went from like being in a serious relationship and marriage. How should it change? Right. How should it change? I just imagine that well, there's a couple layers to it. So it depends on the mother and son relationship. And then I think that it depends on like the dependency of, or like the attachment between the two. Where like sometimes there's a codependency that exists between like mother and son. And especially when you get into like the single mother and single mother that has sons, whole little relationship and dynamic. I think that in general, what should happen is that there's an understanding that, especially when you get into marriage, that like that person is not, I guess, quote unquote, the number one person in the life, XYZ, and that like there becomes a hierarchical order when it comes down to level of importance per se. I think that that's maybe like the biggest thing that probably, I guess, should change is that now that woman ends up, I guess, quote unquote, being like the main person, the mainstay, the main whatever. And then everything kind of like falls within that because of like, again, like you have to take care of in-house, and then like all things that are auxiliary ends up existing.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a good one because like my mom, she said this to me. You know what I mean? And see, this is the thing. Like we don't have that problem because like my mom kind of she understands that thing. I don't know, maybe if she was ever if she was in a relationship where that dynamic, you know what I mean, was a thing where it was, you know what I mean, negatively impacting their relationship that she was in previously or not. But she used the example. She was like, if she had to come and live, if she was living with me and my wife in our home, and my wife wanted her to leave, she said it's time for her to go. And she literally presented it that way, like this ain't nothing that was happening. She was just telling me that, like we were talking about something separate, and she like, yeah, no, it's time for me to go. It's not even a thing that I should even make you make a decision on.
Right. In house, it should be wife first.
Right.
It just is what it is.
Right. And I think that it's, and I think that would be tough. I can see how it could be tough for like mothers to kind of, especially depending on the relationship, to accept this woman as this woman that is with your son as the number one, instead of it being probably how it usually would have been, is like she was the most important female in his life, and now all of a sudden now you have to, you know what I mean, you have to come down, and then let alone you get married, then you have a daughter, and you done drop down too, you know what I mean, and so like that I feel like that's probably something that like can become a big issue. We were watching something or it was a video where the mom was living at the house with the mom was living at the house.
Oh, with the wife or girl, and then the mom was dragging it, and the wife was like, "Hey."
It was like the mom, like it seemed like the mom in the doggone
son was almost like
yeah. Like you can't really. I don't believe in letting people stay at your crib. Like I had to, you know what I mean. It's once you do that, you're married and you have somebody come and stay at the crib. That shit can be too messy. No matter like really who it is, that shit it can fuck up your marriage. And
I imagine that like being married, probably it's a little more intimate. You probably need that alone time, rather than like spending it with like a third party, like a third wheel, just always being there when y'all kind of going through
people
something.
There's too much business that can be in the, you know what I mean?
They got opinions. They gonna say little slick shit that they might take one side instead of somebody else.
You got a big house. You have like different
2 kitchens type house.
Yeah, you gotta have at least 2 kitchens.
I got an aunt that got 2 kitchens. Like they call it the West Wing, and you know what I mean. She got a house that's like
you can put somebody up there because they can stay in that kitchen.
Over like granny, and you got like a decent good 3 levels, and like they gonna be up there all the time.
And you know what I've been seeing though? They got houses built like where they'll take a little small section and make it for like in-laws. They call them like in-law suites. And they'll have its own separate door, little kitchenette.
Oh, and that is like a popular.
It'll be like built onto the house. I have seen that.
It's
like 2-3 rooms, and then that way, like they're there.
I've even seen one that has like it's a detachment attachment to it, but it's still like a secondary 2-story. That's right beside it, but there's like
it's like a little
like a patio, and it's not even a sidewalk. Like what would that be, like stairs that go across like that? Like you can get to it by stairs or balcony. There we go.
Oh, balcony. But balconies are connected, so like a breezeway.
Yeah, like a upper breezeway and a lower breezeway.
That'd be fire. That would be fire.
I just when I seen that, I just was thinking about profit. I'm like, oh shit, I could flip it into 2 houses. And then that's like getting a duplex.
That's too rich.
That's the only way I looked at that. But yeah, but that's really what it's for, though. But yeah,
I just thought about some circumstances. So I actually agree that the wife is like number one in the situation. But I do have a question. At what point is there ever a point where you have to check your wife when it comes to your mother?
Yes.
That's one of the things. Like, what points would you say?
Hopefully, it doesn't come to that point, but there are times where you have to, make sure, because the thing is that I would say is when, if anything, gets to a point to where it becomes disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Then that's a time where you, as a man, that you have to step in and make sure that there's a level of respect. Because what I said was like, I'll give you but this is kind of different. But like, I was going to ask this previously too. So like, imagine that, let's say your wife and your mom, you're coming to pick both your wife and your mom up from wherever. Who sits in the front seat, right?
Your wife,
right? So then, and so like, you say your wife, right? So and me, my thing is that when I flip it, right, and I say my wife is coming to pick me and her dad up, who sits in the front seat? So for me, I automatically, you got it, bro. It ain't that, you know what I mean? I respect you as her father. You know what I mean? So I will sit in the back seat. Like, this is, unless you say, no, go ahead, man, go ahead, you got it. Then I'll take the front seat. But it's not a thing to me to where I feel like it's like you know what I mean? It's not a pride thing. I respect you. You her pops, bro. You raised her. You know what I mean? You raised her. I respect you, bro. You can have the front seat. That's how I look at it. But it's like it tends to be like a bit more touchy.
But I think it's way different of a conversation with, like, I guess, females. But then it also, like, all right, so yeah, I think that even the dynamics of that is way different in how, like, men and women kind of like do the thing. But I also say that both of those situations denote the driver making the decision. And so, like, I do think that ends up being like its own conversation as well. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're saying that instead of you two figure it out, the driver.
So one, there is a built-in animosity that exists between women and men, and I think that men handle their like the hierarchical things inside a different manner.
Oh yeah,
than women does.
So
I think that is its own
that hierarchy.
Yeah. So I think that in itself is its own thing, and how that manifests. But then I also think that driver, the person, whether it's the woman or the man, because we just presented both of those situations, that is typically its own thing as well. Where, like, with a guy in who you're choosing and with the woman and who they're choosing, ends up like that's a decision on the person that's making the decision as well. In which I think those are separate and they go together, but they are separate decisions.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. I can see it, but it's still.
The reality, though, would be just like, hey, if you're a guy, just hop in the driver's seat. In that scenario that you presented. Do you understand?
If her dad, me and her dad,
like,
hop in the front.
Yeah, naturally, you just driving anyway.
Oh yeah, you gonna drive anyway. So you probably not
that eliminates.
Yeah. But you see what I'm saying? But the idea of the thing versus.
I think that most guys, because of that's her dad, like we all it's not a big thing. As well, I don't know. My bad. Let me take that back and say I don't know. Because of I just don't know. I also know that there hasn't been like a situation that's presented itself for me. But I also have like thought about like in me like trying to make that statement, then like having to like rationalize it in the same part. There are like a bunch of like male like hierarchical things that does exist as well, in which like there can be like different little ego battles that happen between
like you
father
wouldn't
and
let her
son.
dad drive.
Wouldn't let her dad drive if me and her were in the car.
Well, not if she was picking you up, like he said, just you drive. But like,
oh no, hell no, she ain't finna get out the driver's seat and then he get over there.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, you doing too fucking much.
I was about to land like a broad statement, and then I was like, wait, no.
I'll take the back seat and you can get the front, but you ain't driving, though. You going too far.
But so then you see why I had like I was about to make the statement, but then I was like, oh wait, let me pull back a little bit because it ends up being so many more dynamics to it.
That you know what I mean? And see, I honestly like I see what you're saying to add that in there. It's still like, okay, well, there's still a hierarchy within, but I think what makes it so much easier is they say this a lot of the times is that like men throughout our entire lives, everything's based on the hierarchy. Even on a friendship basis, you're like, okay, this is the dude that does this is the dude, and there's like a go-to for certain things. You know what I mean? Like we acknowledge the strengths of other people and where we lack. We generally like the highest jumper, like, you know what I mean? There's these physical things that we naturally just like, okay, bro's the captain. he's the captain, that he's the co-captain, and the way that flows down is like we just accept these things. We just accept them because we face them throughout our lives, like all the time. Every time we go, anytime that we kind of come together, there's always a hierarchy that kind of just happens.
But yes, but that hierarchy isn't explicitly like a make like that might be closer to a what is the word meritocracy, whatever that word is, where it's based off of talent and things. I don't think that that's like specifically based off of like age, like an age hierarchy.
Oh yeah, no,
or whatever like that. Well, in general, like it's rare. Like there's like an intellectual or wisdom hierarchy or anything like that. But in general, there is, with what you're saying, because I agree, there's always still a fight for it.
Yeah, it's still a fight for it, but
and who lands just in, like it just depends. Like with guys, especially, there's also almost a spot where you gotta sit and just like see the two people entering the ring. The fight's gonna happen.
Yeah,
it's guaranteed. But you gotta see who's entering the ring. Like there's some passive fathers, there's some aggressive fathers, there's some passive sons, some aggressive sons, and it really just depends on what the scenario is and what each person is bringing. Like the dad that's paying for that wedding, he dragging. That's in the back seat, and cuz coming in and he's a blessing to the family, he dragging.
Right.
It's like it ends up being like these different little dynamics that actually exist.
I can see. What you think, Johnny? You ain't chimed in on it.
You off your phone now?
Yeah, I was looking.
Oh, my
for
bad.
Yeah, no,
my bad.
Man, chill out. Not too much.
No, we hold our brothers accountable. That's all it is.
No, I was looking for something for the show. I mean, this was personal time. This was
sound good.
Yeah,
not for something to help make the show a better show. But I haven't been married yet, so I'm just speaking on hypotheticals. I got married friends, and so I observe the dynamics that go on. So I mean, of course, like when I get married, my mother's gonna have to take less of a role. I mean, that's what she would want. Like, I mean, she probably she's ready to, let that be somebody else. But she ain't gotta. Not that she worried, but like she wants to know that if she ain't here, it's gonna be somebody else that got my back in a similar way. So I mean, that's something I don't think I'll ever have an issue on that side. Now, whether me, like me, I'd probably be the one that would, have to be more comfortable. Like, hey, look, this, hey, mom, this probably my wife should do this, or me like stepping up. But I don't see any issue with me and my mom and my other. I don't think my mom would have any issue like that. I think she'd be so happy that she wouldn't do it. She wouldn't do anything to mess it up.
I think all of that sound good, but it'd be like
I didn't even know what Johnny was talking about.
Hey, who cooking a potato salad?
Yeah.
Shit. That's shit.
Johnny like the
who cooking
any version of
I was like that sounds nice, but what's really going to happen? There's always going to be that dynamic. At some point, it's going to be over something. There's always going to be that thing.
How am I supposed to predict that now? I don't know. It could
it's not about predict. Just to answer the question. It's theoretical too.
How should the dynamic change? That's literally what the question is.
Oh, how should the dynamic change? Well, I mean, of course, there's certain things that I go to my mom with now that I'm gonna stop, certain personal questions.
I definitely agree with that.
That I'd have to, lean on my wife for more, especially like medical stuff, health stuff. Sometimes I ask my mom now if I got a family, I'm the head of a family, I got a wife and a kid, I probably have to lean on them a little more and see what they need.
Has anybody dealt with the thing becoming like you used to talk to your mom and then now you talk to her about something and it becomes family talk? Like the talk used to just be between y'all, but then now this becomes family talk. And I didn't want this person to know about this, and I talked to you about it. Like,
well, I've never been that person. I don't be talking to nobody about anything.
I've had to learn that in my adulthood to not talk. Like it's like, nah, you can't talk.
Yeah, but it's not even a learned thing. I just never all my shit, no matter at whatever time, has always just been in house, and more times than not, that just be me.
Yeah, I say I have, and this is something that I definitely had, like you said, Johnny, I agree with that. I learned that over time. Is that like, yeah, you don't tell, and family in general, some shit you just don't tell. You know what I mean? You might close homie, you know what I mean? Because things, that's a way to keep, because you never know. Like, man, I've been separated 3 times along this journey of 14 years. So like, you mess around and be done told some stuff about what, you know what I mean? And y'all get back together and it's like, now you still got an emotion from the thing that I told you that I'm over at this point, but you still got an emotion about it. So now we got it. You know what I mean? There's something between y'all, and it's like, especially just imagine like your sister. You done told your sister that something happened.
Keep whatever
you know
your
what I mean?
actual
So like
issues
that's
is
one of the
in-house.
keys that I've learned like over the years is like, yeah, you
All that
don't really
shit ain't
talk
that
about,
important.
you know what I mean? You have to like have the in-house. The relationship is y'all's relationship. And you know what I mean? Your family, the interaction with the family, that's completely separate. You know what I mean? As long as there's a, you know what I mean? There's just a respect. You just kind of keep those two things, those two things separate.
No,
I seen a meme like that. Like it say, like sometimes people can't come back to you because they done went, or they got to be a different person when they come back because they done went and told everybody all kind of stuff, and then now y'all make up, and now it's these people over here looking crazy.
And people will literally not be like, people will make the decision not to be back with who they should be back with because of what they told everybody and how they would look going back. You see what I'm saying? So like I've seen where people will cause themselves more hurt to themselves in their, you know what I mean, loneliness and knowing that you're supposed to be with bruh.
You just can't go back,
and you just can't. It's your pride. And then you done told them this and how I'm gonna look if I go back and do, you know what I mean? So like, yeah, it's better to just keep that stuff under wrap.
Tori crazy. Why she called me now? She called me a socialist Democrat. Just to make a point.
I don't know if she was calling it you.
Who else said that they're a social democrat? But I'm not a socialist Democrat. That's
trying to make everything difficult. It's easy. Your wife should know her place and have respect, not try to puff her chest and cause issues over dumb shit.
No,
I agree.
Well, I agree with the sentiment. I'm not a socialist Democrat, and yeah, I don't have a wife that.
I thought you just said what kind of Democrat did you say you was earlier?
I'm a social democrat. It just literally means that I believe in capitalism with the safety net. That's it.
Oh, she said, oh, sorry. I really thought you said socialist Democrat.
No. No. I'm not a socialist at all. Like I believe in the fact that without regulation, capitalism will run wild. But yeah, again, yeah, like I said, I'm blessed to have a beautiful wife that doesn't like operate inside ego and has any feeling inside like that hierarchy of things. Like she be chilling. Yeah.
Tara G, it's not that his mom feels disrespectful.
No, say it right.
Let's say Target.
I don't know if it was the typo.
I know what he was talking about, bro.
Yeah, he probably
it is the fact that she is embarrassed that you show him love that she never showed him, most likely, and he loves you like he should. Yeah, I don't.
That was all of them. That
nah, it's some more. I ain't know if y'all had any.
Yeah, I feel like that was probably the end of that one.
Of what?
That conversation.
Oh yeah. You can read the topic. I mean the chats.
I think the dynamic that changes is that you after you have kids, realize what your parents sacrificed for you and appreciate them more. I don't know.
I think that is another part of it too. They're kind of separate, but when you have kids, that does change your understanding of like parenting or what your parents did, and like you have a lot more grace for them. Once you have a lot more grace for them once you see how you parent day to day, every single day. You know what I mean? And you can see, especially if you're being accountable and like really doing self-reflection, you can see the improvements that you can make every day and things that you do. Some of the things you're doing like them that if you're not being intentional and reflecting, you'll be doing a lot of the shit that you didn't like when they was doing it to you.
Right.
If you don't pay attention, you know what I mean? And so like, yeah, you definitely start to have a lot more grace for your parents once you have kids.
Yeah, that's something that I've said even about like all my brothers and sisters that don't have kids at the moment and their critiques, and then like with me, I know that in general, like, you know what I mean, I'm pretty soft on critiques with my parents, only because of I got a 16-year-old now, so I've been going through the whole little process and multiple stages, and understand that it's an imperfect science in itself. So,
all right. All she wants is to be respected, referring to the mother in the situation.
Which respect is definitely that's like mandatory.
Yeah,
on both sides, it's just mandatory. Respect is mandatory. I'm not gonna sit here and talk to
your
your mom or your dad no kind of way.
On either side is when somebody like feels there's a lack of respect. I think that's where all of it stems from. Either like from the wife feeling like in that one issue where the the wife felt disrespected. She felt like the husband wasn't doing enough. And I feel like there's the opposite times where sometimes moms feel like as their son, you should stand up to your lady because she might be feeling a little disrespect. So I think that's the key, is make sure everybody comes in with respect and leaves feeling respected.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's the key to any relationship, honestly.
No, it's very much true. And let me see where I can try and land this this plane. That what you can keep going to the next.
If a woman has an issue with your relationship with your mother, then she is an insecure person, and you should really consider or figure out why.
No, but your relationship with your mother could be some weirdo toxic shit, or some toxic shit, or in the way shit.
You could have mommy issues. People don't talk about that. Like we love to say like daddy issues when referring to like women, but there's a lot of dudes out here that got mommy issues.
Your mom, especially like if your mom been saving you the whole time and you're coddling,
and then you get out here and this woman don't do it.
Good enough.
And she don't put up with your bullshit the way your mama did. You might feel like, damn.
That's big.
For sure.
As a married couple or serious couple, you do have to realize you need to keep private matters private. You cannot take some things back. If you turn your family against your wife, then expect chaos.
For sure.
That's a real point.
Yeah,
for sure.
That might need to be a quote. Let me see. You have to understand that men get with women for different dynamics, and with all those dynamics, today's men get with a woman that they feel are they equal, and are they truly your equal you choosing?
I guess that was like the are men and women equal conversation. Is that what he was saying? Because it seemed like he said, "Are they truly your equal?" It seems that that's questionable. So
And
he said,
are they truly your equal? You're choosing. I guess. I don't know.
One thing I don't understand is the fact that you fathers are supposed to pay for the wedding, but the women always control the wedding and expect you to pay for it because you asked to marry them.
He said, because based on, from my understanding, it's the well, this didn't happen for me, but it's the woman's, your wife's father is supposed to
that's like
the,
in the tradition sense.
Right.
I can only talk to like what we did. Like we pretty much split. Like most things like we had a lot of things that were gifted to us, like photography that can run almost 9,000. Gifted videography, gifted that can run about 3,000 to 4,000. That was gifted. What's the shit called? The person that
the DJ.
No, we paid for the DJ that actually says the thing. Up
I
don't know what it's called.
But she just because she knew me, gifted. But with us, I mean, we pretty much literally split everything down. Like we both, do good for ourselves. So like with us, we just, I mean, we had my bad. Let me rewind that. Isla played for a good portion of this with that refund that we got off of Isla, off that baby. So yeah, like she put down most of the shit. And then like our wedding wasn't even that expensive. We just did everything smart. And then we was able to cut costs. But yeah, I mean, like the major things, like we just had a process of like both putting the same way we do our vacations and everything. We just put money to the side. It ain't nothing to even think about. I know that's how we personally did our thing.
And we went to the courthouse.
And ain't nothing wrong with that shit either.
Nothing wrong with
it. To the courthouse.
Nah, I think the key that Quintel's talking about, that working together thing is the whole thing about any real relationship. You're going to be working together. Like people don't understand that. It'd be like at a certain point, it just become like,
right, just figure out
it's
what
all coming in the house.
Sense.
Like my girl does landscaping. I am not a landscaper, but I will go out and help her do landscaping because it's all coming to the house.
Who cutting the grass? No, I'm joking.
I cut the grass.
I'm joking. That was a throwback to the H Wood episode.
But she is a landscaper though, and she that's not my field of things. I'm in graphic design, but she need help with that thing.
Yeah,
that money's coming to the house. We going to get that. Like that's the whole thing. I think that's a key. Let's see. Oh, and you see that some of the things you didn't like that they did turned you into who you are today, which I might say is pretty damn good. Yeah, that's a real powerful, because that is.
Yeah, a lot of the shit you didn't like, you just didn't. You couldn't really comprehend.
You wasn't old
the
enough
end
to
goal.
understand.
Something too, that this was one thing that I had.
That you didn't like. We just talking about
a lot of
mama?
things. Your parents. When your parents.
Okay.
One thing that I think I actually talked to Old Head or gave Old Head some shit on our show about it, is having like those uncommunicated expectations. So like that was something he literally like. Man, he didn't raise me. I would go and live periodically over there. But he would always like have an expectation of a thing, and I don't know what you know what I mean? I don't know what you're expecting to get out of this. You just doing shit. And to me, it just seems like you fucking with me. You know what I mean? You just keep doing shit.
Well, that was my issue sometime with like certain things. It's like if I don't understand the why.
Exactly. That's how I am.
It'd be hard for me to be motivated to do it or accept something. Like if I'm like, I don't feel like this is going, but then I did have to realize after getting a little older, sometimes you're not gonna understand why until
I think
time passes.
I ain't going far with my daughter, because he's not talking at this point, but with my daughter, I do answer why. Like why is not a bad word. You know, when I was growing up, you ask your mama why. You fuck around and you know what I mean? You fuck around and be laid down.
Almost a cuss word.
Yeah, no, it pretty much is. You gonna get treated like that. Word. So like you know what I mean? But I don't mind answering the why. But I have come to another because my thing was like, no, I'm just gonna answer her whys. But I have gotten to, there was one particular time I was like, okay, see, that's how I know I'm still learning. Because she asked the why. I can't remember what it was, but I knew I wasn't finna fucking explain it. Because it was because I said so. You know what I mean? I done that. I got one of them off. I got one of them off here. You know what I mean? Because like, bro, this ain't the time for you to be asking me why. Mm-hmm. So you got to see, you know what I mean? She ain't got her mind ain't matured enough for her to know.
She got to know. She got to know when that
answer sometimes, bro.
When should she ask why?
Yeah, you should be able to test the temperature. My wife be talking about the vibrations. She better be catching some vibrations, goddamn it. She might want to get in tune. I gotta tell you that now. But that was something that I've kind of learned. Yeah, it's just a continuing learning experience, man. It's actually one of my favorite things. Is because you got, well, hopefully, it's God permit, I have a long life, learning to be a better parent with my children. But yeah, it's like one of those. I like those things that you can continuously like just get better at. It's like relationships and like being a husband. Like you can continuously get better as long as y'all don't break it up. Like that's something that you're gonna see. That shit'll get better and easier over time, and you can get better and better at it. You know what I mean? And y'all be done trained. My Tank, he one time he was like, "Yeah, y'all trained each other. Like my wife trained me, and I trained." You know what I mean?
I think that's a fair.
That's literally like what it is.
Just don't let Trey hear you say that. Bit old baby.
I mean, see, the thing is that the thing is that these dudes, bro, like when you actually doing a thing and been living the thing, is like.
There's words that sound good, but then there's like with the actual application, right?
Not that serious.
I agree with that.
Niggas that act like because I'll make the money in my house. Oh, you must have treat your wife like a slave.
Mm-hmm.
All right, bro. I mean, that's your understanding of what the fuck. That ain't my reality. I'm living this shit. That's nowhere close to what the fuck goes on. You know what I mean? But hey, you just let people have at it, bro.
Go ahead.
I was about to say we can move to the next conversation.
Well, no, I guess let me see if I can put I guess my last pin on this. Let me see. I can kind of talk.
We're gonna make a banner that say Q's final word.
Final thoughts.
Q's final thoughts.
Right. Nah. And so I guess this deals like with so I think we did a lot of critiquing on like the wife's behalf and like how like maybe it's ego, maybe XYZ. I think that it is also like really like important to make sure that we have the conversation, understand that in general, mothers also have to understand kind of the idea of like how dynamics change, and that, let me see how I can frame it. Well, yeah, not like just in general. Dynamics change, and to make sure that you make room for another person because of like however you want things or have seen things or things have been, that should never be the way that it continues, especially explicitly if they do move into a space where like they have an actual partner or they have like they're married. Like the dynamics have to change, and the question then becomes like, also, are mothers able to properly make room for somebody else to support their sons. And like that's something to kind of like sit and think about. And then like if you take that framework and then think about, all right, so now if I'm thinking about this, if I let's just say like it's a mother that has multiple sons, how is my relationship with all of my sons' significant other? If it ends up being to where there's an issue with everybody, then there's some self-critique that comes there.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's the fact.
And that's something to also look at, where when we have like these conversations inside like completely full frame, like I think the wife and the mother both have to be held accountable to like making sure that they understand the differences and the changes that are in that are operating inside these relationships. And if they're actually feeling their thing, or I'm just complaining about the other side.
No, I agree. It's but it's good to button that up that way too. So I'm not even going to add to that. That was a good button.
Okay,
button up.
No.
And in my never mind.
And Johnny's final thoughts.
Hey, yeah, because somebody gonna miss out on their conversation when we go on.
Well, me and Johnny, honestly, we kind of
hand in hand,
go hand in hand. And
y'all butt buddies.
Pause.
You say butt buddies? That was a wild statement there, Tone. That's like old 90s derogatory language.
Yeah, you might well say the other word.
It's been a while since I heard butt buddies. That was like used to overhear that when the Teletubbies was playing.
Back when the niggas say African booty scratchers and shit.
Hey, shout out to throwback insults, god damn it. But all right, so nonetheless, I guess I know my question is stemming around if the system can save us. I think, Johnny, you have something about, like, you have critique on the system in general. So I guess I'll toss it to you. And no, I'll bring it back. You ever seen this happen when they be like, and then they bring it, and then you like,
the guy jumping.
yeah. So I guess I'll start it actually. Let's start off with fun, and I think that critiquing the system would probably be good, and this would lead to us being able to do it. Can the system save us? As we dive into these conversations about Trump and Kamala, XYZ, I know that I personally land on I don't have faith in the system. And so in my non-faith in the system, I will be primarily doing what is in my best interest. And what I think would be in the best interest of me. And with that should benefit the people around me that look like me, that are inside similar circumstances. And I also just don't have faith in the system to actually implement these sweeping changes that will make a difference, right? So in my critique of like the opposing view, I feel that to not vote your interest begs the question that you believe that the system can save us. Parts of the system or the system in the future can save us, where there's a belief inside that. And so I'll take that framework, I'll toss it into the air, whoever wants to answer it. Can the system save us?
Nah, I mean, I think black people have been waiting for that for years. I mean, if we look at the state of where we are, it's gotten better for us, but I don't think it was the system. I think the reason it's gotten better for us is because we've done the work. It's been us putting in and wanting more for ourselves. And certainly, I think it's been a lot of people that's been tired of living under status quo. And I think our generation, we're seeing black people behave and act differently and more in the way that we may have wanted from previous generations. Some of the stuff that we wanted from our parents and our grandparents. I think we're the realization of some of that. So we're not where we want to be. Of course, we still got a long way to go, but the progress we have made, I don't think it's from the system. I think it's from us actually putting in the work and wanting to be better. So I don't think the system is going to save us. Like you said, I think you got to vote your own interest. You got to pull yourself up by the metaphoric bootstraps, if you would. But like until like you take until you have the self accountability to everything be your fault and not wait on anybody to save you, things aren't going to get better. And I think as more and more of us do that, you can see the progress that we're making.
Gotcha. And my follow-up was going to be if you believe so, should we vote our interest? But it seems as though you answered that within your question.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, so
this is partially a critique of like our Green Party conversation last week, but tossing
can the
it back
system
to you.
save us? I don't. Well, I'll say no. It's definitely going to be something. Well, first you're going to have to save yourself, and then once you have saved yourself, then we can try to build that to be a community that is saving itself. I do believe like honestly, I don't really, and this is the thing. See, like since I've been alive, like I haven't really seen, and so we're going back to like the Kamala and Trump or presidents in general. I haven't really seen like such a huge impact that they've made in my like direct life. Like I just haven't felt it. You know what I mean? Even in Trump's presidency, like the First Step Act, that's the one thing like people like he did so much great things. And I'm like, oh, I know one thing that he did do. This affected my life because I got an uncle coming home on some nonviolent offense. He's coming home. I think it's either this month or next month. And I've heard many stories about people who have been coming home for nonviolent offenses, and that's kind of them making up for. In my mind, this is how I interpret it: is them making up for the Trump charges that they were giving people for nonviolent offenses. And so like I think that was kind of undoing what the crack epidemic did to like the hood, like trying to give some grace to that, even though it's they created they generally, this is the thing that I came to, bro. It's like the politicians generally create the problem that they want to fix.
That's their thing.
And then they kind of like champion themselves as the person that fixed the problem that y'all fucking made the problem to begin with.
We played that meme on here. You remember when they told me they come in and like the billionaires create these? We played that meme, and then it was about billionaires and how they create the problems, and then they come in and they act like the solutions to the problems that they create. We had a meme that just said it went over exactly that.
Yeah, I that's how I feel it is anyway. Like, but yeah, as far as like saving, if you talking about, especially if you're talking on an individual level, bro, there's nothing that they're finna do that's actually going to save you if you need saving right now. If you need saving right now, like as an individual, like there's nothing that they're gonna like.
What about in the future? So again, and I guess
I don't believe that's the way the politics are really. I don't go ahead.
Right. So I know that like from last week to this week, it seems like your POV on like voting has changed a little bit, and we're like now. Last week you was third party. This week you're independent. And
okay, go ahead.
Well, yeah. And I know last week you was giving the concept that my vote this election cycle is for 12 years in advance.
Mm.
And that I'm looking to see the change in that then, right?
Right.
In which there to me elicits like a piece of trust in the system to actually change a thing. In comparison to in voting your interests, it's the belief in self to change my environment.
So I believe, well, I guess I'm not on this, I'm not a left or a right.
Well, I'm not putting it like a left or right.
Yeah, but I mean, that's how I internalized it. It was like you were saying that you either believe that the system needs to save you. Or
no, but the system also deals with yourself. like Trump and his policies is a part of the system.
Right.
Like if you believe that immigration and I'm trying to think of what like drilling. No, my bad. Immigration and bringing jobs back to America will save us. Then like you know what I mean, like there's an idea of being complicit and believing in the system. Those are kind of like his whole thing is drill baby drill, bring back jobs and immigration. I like that's a belief inside like the fact that will work, and the same difference inside like Democrats. I think that believing in explicit policies outside of what's in your best interest has an inherent belief in the system.
Okay, so let me give you where I stand. So essentially, I still believe that as far as like, and I guess and it's funny because it's only because she can't win does this almost have more merit. Like you said, it's like it's not voting, it's voting to show that you're displeased with your options. So I still feel that way. And I just don't like her immigration policy. Like it's like a non-policy is her policy. I'm just like, no, I don't agree with her stance on immigration. But I do still believe in what I said last week.
And this is where, to me, the crossroads end up being. Is it as important to believe in her immigration policy as much as the changes that you're looking for then? Because of, if you're like, the idea is like you're just separating the black vote. That in itself has its own power in comparison to believing in her whole platform as much as like the Democrats and the Republicans, because of, we know if Democrat or Republicans actually going to win.
Right.
In comparison to actually have a protest vote, whether it's with her or Cornel West or a libertarian candidate, like that in itself is its own quote unquote protest, as much as not necessarily agreeing with her specific policy.
Right.
And this is where, like, if I vote Green Party, it's with knowledge that her immigration policy is something that I disagree with.
Right.
But it's for the power of like isolating my vote, and that I chose
I see,
and that I chose that is more
important
powerful
to me
than my actual personal interest. When it came down to like, if I'm an existing business owner Trump, or if I'm a new business owner Kamala, or some shit like that.
Right. So my thing is that like what we were talking about earlier, it's like up in the air. Like it's okay. These are some things that I like on this side. These are some things I like on this side. These are things I don't. So you already doing that anyway. And so if you throw the Green Party in there, you're still doing that same thing.
Right. But to me, that ends up being like, and this is where I'm at. This is where the crux of this question lies to me. That is, and this is also like the moral quandary that I'm personally dealing with, is belief in like the self-autonomy, and maybe there's a piece of the system in there too. Or, well, I mean, I guess those are the three parts, right? Like if you're doing things for the community, if you're doing things for self, and if you're doing things for the future.
Yeah.
And those are the three things that we end up balancing in these things, in this conversation, and like inside all these political debates, no matter how you think about it. Because the reality, like, again, I'm a centrist in which I know that there is positives that if I vote for Trump and he gets elected, that I can benefit for.
Right.
Kamala, there are positives that if I vote for her and she gets elected, I can benefit from.
Right.
Withholding the black vote, if it is done inside the mass amounts that we want it to happen, especially in North Carolina as a swing state, the numbers are going to actually matter.
Right.
And in that, it can possibly impact the future.
Right.
In which now we like, that is the conversation. That is the actual like crux. We can strip away red, blue, and green.
Yeah.
And be like, boom. This is what we actually have to sit and think about.
And that's what makes the decision so tough. You know what I mean? That's what makes the decision so tough. I and even like I say, that the fact that she won't
could
win,
make it easy though, because I mean,
well, man, see, the thing is that like I don't think it.
So my bad. So if you're saying it's easy, where do you side at in that?
Because I think, I mean, if you're, I mean, you.
I'm asking you. Don't give me a you. That
I know.
you.
I'm basing off what you just said. Is
well, I mean, if you disagree with my premise, then you could disagree with that.
No,
but if you agree with the premise, then I want to know what you say.
I said it made it easy because, like, to me, it was always vote like self-interest or community. You threw future in there, and like I might do something it may not be the best for the community or best for me, but it could be best for both of our futures down the low if I do this other.
But that's the belief in the system.
See, but the thing is, I think that there's it's a two ways. You can believe. See, that's why I didn't really like when you was trying to split it like left or right, not red or blue, but like when you saying to believe in it, you either believe in it. Go ahead.
Hold on, because I don't think that's belief in the system. If you're like, the system wants you to vote red or blue, like I think that's how the system is set up now. Voting the third party is like, no, this system is broken.
How about this?
Try to do something else.
If I just take your POV, even we just go to the last time I had a conversation with you, was unpacked, in which you believe that it was right, left, but all a part of the same bird, and that they both are working inside collusion together to actually produce the product. That just screams either deep state or corporatocracy. Voting green ain't gonna mean a damn thing if you believe that the system in itself is corrupt. And that's where there has to be some faith in the system to vote for the future.
It's almost like the faith in a better system.
Still disagree.
No, but if you believe, so this isn't your take. This is Johnny take.
Okay,
in which,
I'm gonna just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, no,
but I still disagree. That means
but
the system. I mean,
no, if you believe that both people are working in cahoots and it's a corporatocracy, in which that means that money is controlling all things, your vote actually doesn't matter. And it like you lose belief in the actual system. That you can't have belief in the system, and that your vote will matter in changing things if that's not what actually matters at all. It's lobbyists, it's PACs, it's super PACs. That's actually like your literal belief.
Yes, but the PACs and the lobbyists are on the red and the blue, and those are the ones that are overfunded. So we vote outside of where the money is going. That's going to cause a shift in the system. Like I think that will recalibrate the system on its own. It might not work, but I think it's the best chance we got.
But that's belief. But that's belief in this. It's belief in
voting because I think the system is broken. If I did not vote,
no, but you still have to have belief in that it's a fair system, though, right? If you're saying that your vote can change the way the system works, and not that these two are like faces of said one specific government, shout out to Tone, that already is like making the decisions. Because again, like when you make those statements, if both are working in cahoots to accomplish the same goal, that's one thing. And if all the money is concentrated inside that one thing, this green thing or this third party thing has never and will never have an actual opportunity of a chance to actually survive. Come on, walk with me. I'm only going off like your belief of the thing. If that's what you believe, and like that's what I've heard you quote and state multiple times.
Yeah, no, I believe
they're working together.
Yeah, but if
third doesn't have shit to do with shit.
I feel like the third is not only like the only thing that's going to help. Like,
but then there's belief in the system. Then you have to have belief in the actual system.
If that's tough. That's tough because I don't know if I do. I don't know if I do have faith.
Because then it acts like, does your vote actually matter? And how you bring deep state corporatocracy and red and blue working together, it's in lobbyists. Your vote actually doesn't matter.
So then damn. So I shouldn't have no optimism. It should be so. Then
I'm only basing that on what you.
That's what I believe.
Yeah. What your logic
that's
is.
What I believe. So in my logic, if it don't matter, who should I vote at all?
In your logic,
to me, in your logic, it would mean that you vote your specific interest.
My interest. That's still tough because I still don't know which one got my personal best interest.
Are you a business owner? Like what income demographic are you within? And just look at the tax policies.
Like
what's going to get back?
Like Kamala, but I also like Trump's immigration plan, so that's something. But nah.
But also understand Trump.
Talking about your best interest. So, like, do you think that like
the
immigration policy is going to affect your job
Not really.
No, but then it's them tariff. The 200. What is it? 20% on tariffs, which is which gets paid by the American companies, and then bring
increase.
Here's a one that's under the radar. Bringing jobs back to America would actually be detrimental for inflation.
But the jobs they're gonna bring back, yeah.
Like the company got to pay more, which only the consumer ends up hitting.
Mm-hmm. You know something too that I was thinking about.
Margins aren't going to change,
and then something too I was thinking about, and this is like, well, I'm not afraid, but this was something I thought about. Like Trump get in there for 4 years, and then let's say, I don't know what the oldest Supreme Court justice, how old they are, but let's say another one fall and he get another pick. Let's say he get 3 more picks in the next 4 years. It's like, you know what I mean?
But
that's why this conversation is it had so many levels to it. It's like there is no easy answer. So I actually give grace. That's why I don't call people like being ignorant or I don't call people none of that type of stuff. I think vote for whoever you vote for, bro. You know what I mean? With the knowledge that you have, the information that you currently have, if you want to make the most intellectual decision that you can make, read some more. A lot of people are just gonna vote with their parents and grandparents have been voting the whole time, and it's just pretty much like, bro, like.
And I would say
I don't
read
shit on
some more.
nobody. I don't really shit on nobody for how they moving with it because I'm confused in the motherfucker myself.
Oh, no, I understand.
Even with the more information I'm getting more and more fucking confused.
And I agree with that. In which I would also say, read more, understand more, learn more, but also understand your why. Why, and that's really because of like as you see, even in this conversation,
thing
like
understanding your why, like that's dope.
The reason of this conversation is because of like again, like last week, and then unpack. Like we all three of us had I had different conversations with both of y'all, which led me to the same thing: is that your end goal sounds like what you're voting for has to deal with your belief in how you view and see the system and how it actually can work. In which with you, your belief has to be different than his.
Right.
My bad. Your belief is different than his.
Right.
So your why naturally becomes different.
Right.
In which you voting logically ends up having a different lane than like Johnny voting logically.
Yeah.
If you're just following your own lane of logic of what you believe. And
100%.
like to me, that was a part of this conversation that I kind of wanted to walk down and like as I'm learning why I'm going to vote this time myself. It's something that I personally had to walk through, and I think that is important to point out as I'm like sitting, as we are all sitting and deciding, is what is your beliefs and how does that line up with your why and who you're voting for, and are you being distracted by identity politics and rhetoric when it comes down to who you're voting for and why?
And that's why we got to stop with all of this, and stop allowing them to even use the kind of rhetoric. If you're black, you're like, bro. So you sitting here telling me that if I'm
open
black,
border is
all
another
of
one
our
too.
whys but just because I'm black, my why should allow me, even though my family makeup is different than yours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm in a different socioeconomic place than you are.
Yeah.
All of these different variables and differences that I have with you, and you supposed to be telling me that because my skin is color, I'm supposed to be doing the same thing, and we all supposed. That's stupid as fuck.
You want to know what also is stupid as fuck? I agree with you. I do agree that is stupid as fuck. Completely co-signed, check. I wrote it. Let's put my signature by it. I also think that stupid as fuck be the black people that want shit for black people, and they end up voting for people that aren't doing anything for them, and that go against their interests. So then, to me, like that, both of those are like crazy, stupid as fuck. Like, imagine like being black and saying my movement is black based and for a very specific black issue, and then who you vote for on their actual website bullet points say I'm not for that thing. And I see that also, and that's why I think that it's just like, so everybody's caught up in rhetoric.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, as you was talking, I said, like, we look at black as a thing. Open border is also rhetoric. Open border doesn't exist. And the thing is that, like, you have to break down whose policy that you agree. Like, again, I still go closer to Trump, but the Democrats aren't going for open border, and it ends up being a lie to actually state that. And the same. Go ahead, Johnny.
Oh no, I was just waiting because I thought we was in a good place. I'll let you finish, but I want to throw mine on there because I think we're in a good spot to where we can.
Oh no, yeah, I think we all
that back.
I'm done with my part. I'll let Real if he has anything.
Oh no, that was a good conversation. I actually appreciate the way that you bring that conversation to actually understand your why. That helped me understand more. Like, I knew why I was. Well, I didn't think about it, so I knew why I was making the decision, but not. I didn't question my why. Does that make sense? I didn't ask why my why was my why.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So like that helped me kind of even go a little bit deeper into what I was thinking. But go ahead, Johnny.
Oh no, because I mean, where we was at, like, especially when you broke down like the two birds. I mean, my question was, I was looking for the meme. I don't know where it went, but I saw a meme last week and it said, you remember when WWE was a thing and how like it was everybody kind of knew it was fake.
Yeah.
And like they finally came out and said it, and then everybody was like, man, we don't care. And they kept on watching it. It was like it kind of feels like this is where we're at with like politics and media. And it's like we know the thing is like kind of fake. We know they playing with us. Like we know the system's probably broken. And it's like it seems like we're in denial of, I mean, especially like you talk about like the people voting off the people not even looking into the issues of why they're voting. They're just, oh, she's black, I'm black, I'm gonna go vote. And it's like, and a lot of people, like even like some of our parents, half the stuff the Democrats go with, they don't even believe. They're just voting because being told. And
what makes you think that we know that it's WWE? To me, I guess I'll make the kind of. Go ahead.
I think. I mean, if you look at how it's working, I mean, if you look at like even the like how did Kamala even get here?
I don't believe it's
like how did any of us vote like in primaries to get her here? She just like.
Well, I mean, I think that's a different like conversation.
But I mean, it's part of a system where like there's a lot of people who are like
if you believe, do you believe that they rolled out Biden on their debate to lose intentionally?
Yes.
So that they can soup serve.
You think so?
To put Kamala there without us voting?
Well, I think they knew.
Like, what ends up being like
what was their benefit? What was their benefit to rolling Biden out there? You might as well not even let him win. If you can do it, then why would you have let him win?
So they can put their candidate in. So they can put
somebody. But why would you, if you can do it, why would you
like they did Bernie Sanders when Biden got in? Bernie Sanders, like they pretty much like soup democracy with actually putting him in. They could have just did that again.
I guess, but
by him meaning Biden,
Biden over Bernie the way they did that.
Yeah,
but I mean, at least people had the chance to vote for Bernie. But he was on the ballot back then. Like people, the people they didn't cover him and people didn't vote for him.
Mm-hmm.
But like Kamala was just, she was nothing until he dropped out. And you can't tell me that they didn't know that man wasn't gonna drop out. I mean, we all knew bro wasn't fit 4 years ago for the first 4. How was he gonna make the second 4?
Well, no,
I can't 4 years ago. Yeah, I can't say that.
When he was falling off the bikes and all of that, falling down the stairs.
No, that's during his presidency.
2021, 2022. This all.
Well, I thought you. All right, when you said that statement, I thought you talking about like when he
before
was.
Before he got elected.
During the first.
Like talking about like during the whole little thing. Again, I think public outcry.
Nigga, I done fell off my bike before.
I
didn't know he was.
I done swole both my wrists like
that. He was gone.
President neither.
I'm more fit than he. I'm more. Nah, I probably.
Imagine rail off the oil making decisions.
What? Hey, that would be terrible for everybody. I don't want to go into politics. Shouldn't be. That's not my steez. Like I fuck some shit up prior.
Yeah. But go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I just feel like, and like you said, that conversation about the bird even brought it more clear to me that I just feel like the system is working together in cahoots, and I feel like we know these billionaires run shit, and you can tell by even like how they give money on both sides of the aisles, and then the thing come back and we listen to.
Well, to me, if they give money on both sides of the aisle, that means they don't run shit. They just want to be on the good side of whoever wins,
which means they run shit because whoever wins, they gonna have to pay it off.
But what I'm talking about,
they shouldn't be able to do that.
All right, no,
that's how you get a politician, and that's how you get the whole Congress.
Here's Morgan. Listen real quick. What he's saying is that he's disagreeing with the premise that is one bird.
Right.
The fact that they're giving it on both sides means that there is a separation. I'll let you keep going.
No, but I think so. I mean, and see, at the end of the day, I'm not trying to disprove your why. And what I'm saying is that's everybody in here got a different why. You believe that the system's rigged, regardless of whichever way it goes. And with that why, then you're gonna make the decision based on that.
Based on that,
I don't believe that. So, and our family makeup is different. I got 2 kids, wife that I. You single. You know what I mean? You're gonna be. Your why is gonna be completely different. The information that you consumed over time. The conspiracies that you believe or all this shit goes in to create your why. And so for me to act like your why is wrong, like there's no right and wrong answer.
Well, there is a right and wrong when it comes down to if the government is one bird or two separate birds.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess if you wanna break it down, yeah, there is. It's one of these. Both can't be true.
Yeah, no,
both can't be true.
There is a truth to that.
Yeah.
But
I don't know what the fuck it is though, so that's why.
I mean, hey, you can think it's a one wing bird, 3 wing, whatever kind of bird you think it is. It's a motherfucking bird.
So that bitch is flying.
No, it is an eagle, a falcon, a dove.
It is flying. What was the statement that you was making? You said you used Kamala as an example to say what again? Because I feel like you was going somewhere that I wanted to have commentary on.
You said Kamala about.
Yeah, you said look at Kamala.
Oh, that was what he was talking about when
it was an example for something.
It was I don't know the example, but I can tell you what you were saying. He was saying that the way that they put her up there is, you know, how Biden withdrew, Biden withdrew, and then they made her the
it wasn't a democracy.
Yeah, because we didn't vote for her. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of Democrats that are disenfranchised, that like they feel a type of way about how she even became the candidate, and they feel like it was they feel like. Not that it was broken, but I
think it's more Republicans that feel that way, to be honest.
No, it's a lot of. I talked to a lot of people that are like going to vote for her, but they still like, I'm kind of uncomfortable with how this whole thing went down because I'm not sure if it wasn't planned from the jump. Like I've heard that from multiple people, and to me that would be like a symbol of a system that's kind of broken because like.
And I think that's also showing how much we do not trust the system. You know what I mean? Because it couldn't have been that this nigga just started getting worse. And we seen that he's getting worse. So once everybody said it, bro, you're gonna have to drop out. There's no way that you know what I mean? It couldn't be just like a regular answer. It has to be like, and I ain't saying which one's right. I'm just saying that like it shows we don't trust this shit at all.
That man got shot neither. So I mean, it's on both sides.
When you say people, who you talking about?
It might be some people in this room, but
hold on. What was the statement again? I don't mind me being people if I'm people. If I'm people, I'm people. I don't give a fuck. What was the statement again?
I said some people don't believe Trump got shot.
I'm people. I'm people. I still want to see his fucking ear, bro. I need a close up.
The Holyfield, bro. They didn't put it back.
Hey, I need to see it, bro. If he ain't you remember, but not Men in Black, Bad Boy 2, when he got shot in the ass, that chunk, he said it's a big chunk missing. I'm gonna need a fucking chunk to be missing, bro. I'm gonna need a chunk to be missing, bro. Nah, I'm just playing. Well, I mean this whatever, bro.
But yeah,
and so what is your question is what? So I can answer.
Is the system, are we in denial about the brokenness of our system? And I'll say yes.
Are we in denial of the brokenness?
I don't think so.
I say yes. Yeah, so. That is the basis of, like I said, where my personal ideology comes from. Optimistically, like I said, I'm a social democrat. I would love for like to have capitalism and then the social safety net of a like just all like quote unquote socialism, but like just the idea that if we're in America and we are the have, our have-nots shouldn't look as bad as inside like third world
Allegheny Street.
And bro, I want to make sure let's make sure we get to the comments too before, because we've been talking a long time. We got about 3 minutes left. I want to make sure we at least, you know what I mean?
Okay, gotcha.
I know, Johnny, we may present your topic again next week. What you think?
When we answer
this is my topic.
Okay. I ain't think we gave it all of the wheels. Did it?
And we might be good on like the 3 hour thing too.
What happens
if we go over a little bit? Not saying that we're gonna run.
Okay,
yeah.
What happens in this system is that they're stereotyping black people like we stereotype our races. That's the reason why people are not voting the way they need to.
Stereotype.
I don't like the way that ended.
Voting
like,
the way we
the
need
way
to.
they
Like,
need
how
to.
do we need to vote?
Same thing.
I don't believe in that. I also don't believe in the black monolith. The reason why we have diversity in black voters is because we have diversity in black people and black thought.
Then Ma said, what was they supposed to do? She was second in command. I actually want to play a meme real quick in response to that.
What was they supposed to do? What was that?
Well, if anything, would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
That's been my whole thing. She said she's a part of it, so I don't want to keep using the excuse like she didn't have any say. Apparently, she did.
What the fuck was she supposed to say? No, this nigga been doing some shit that I don't fuck with, and it's on him. Anything that you don't like, he did it. I did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that's when was that? Was that after she was the candidate or before?
Yeah, after she was.
After.
She could have.
She wasn't gonna do that, bro. It's like that
was a good opportunity to do that.
If you're running as a Democratic candidate, bro, it don't make sense to just shit on the dude that you was working for. You know that don't make sense.
Why not? If you're gonna be better,
but I'm just talking about that don't make sense for the system to be what it is. Like it,
to act like the motherfucker's perfect and didn't make no mistakes is crazy.
Well, she didn't say that, but she said she. All right, so there's the understanding that what's
bro,
built
we be
in
some radical shit, bro.
Yeah.
Some radical shit.
If we for her to like make the statement that you're saying, it means that she has to almost like you almost lose the election. Because it's like a catch-22 because of if you disagree with everything and you was the vice president and you say that you was in the room with all these different decisions that was being made, you either gotta like now fully shit on that person or say that I was a part of bad decisions.
Yeah, but to say we did everything perfectly. I wouldn't change anything that we did.
Like she said,
that's what I'm saying. There is nothing wrong with saying, "Hey, I think we could have handled this a little bit better. This is how we was trying to do it, but this didn't go the way." That was a good opportunity to even. That was a good opportunity to even clear up what they call misinformation. Right. If there's something that's misinformation that people didn't know about it, or even if there was something
you wouldn't do misinformation.
Even if there was something that happened that people didn't understand fully that they did, because they are the president and vice president. So there are things that.
But you wouldn't say that you would do it differently. You just say, "I wish like." I would clarify this thing.
Like, if you can't say you made a mistake, what kind of person are you? Like to be like we did everything perfect.
You're Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's a problem too. But to just be like we did everything perfect.
But I also don't know if that's what she said that she would do. I think that maybe to me what's implied in that, and again, I'm a land on the other side still. But what's implied in that is that to me, she believes that they did everything in good faith. Like I'm sure they would love for Israel not to be at war and shit like that. I'm sure that they would love for inflation to not be high and XYZ, and they'll probably unpack why they believe it's Donald Trump's fault. To me, when I hear that conversation, and this is like listening to Kamala does make my ears bleed. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm. Listen to both.
Like to me, what that bleeds is that she does sound like a robot more times than not. And if you take her away from anything that's within her computing program, then it start glitching. And like I just watched her interview on Fox, in which like there was parts that was okay, but then there's some parts where it's like, bro, you don't answer any fucking question directly.
They're pulling a Johnny P.
Yeah, right.
Bro, you pulling on her. She master at that shit. You pulling on her.
And and again, like
it's great.
All right, so I'm not going to circle back on like do the both sides thing, because you can critique Trump a little bit on this, right?
Yes.
But like to me, like staying specific to like my critique of her is that 9 times out of 10, she just sounds like she's running rhetoric and talking points.
Mm-hmm.
And like if you push her in this direction, she keeps going all the way back over here. And like her default is all right, shit on Donald, and then deflect to and shit on Donald.
You know what I think? I think that like Donald Trump winning the way that the debates and everything went that last time, everybody was like, holy shit, that works. And then they start taking little shit and adding it to their playbook.
Which part? Which one?
Like the never answering the question, and you know what I mean? Because the first time it seemed like I don't know what the fuck he was running on the first time. Make America Great Again, but it didn't answer any questions. That was the first time that was also a lot of I got more into watching the debate and shit like that during that time period too. So I'll just be honest on that. But it seems as though like they're like now the Democrats seem to be, or I would say she's seeming to do a lot of the shit that we was saying that he was doing that we didn't like about what he was doing. Like the whole everything was the finger point, and you know what I mean. It was just like that. Now they're using the same playbook.
Yeah,
it seems like
this is a good question. TVI put in here because
shout out TVI. TVI be on the.
I think
he be on the. I got you. TVI we got a sneak peek at TVI the last
I missed it.
the last not unpacked, but the after
he had
show.
the camera.
The live after show. He accidentally hit that bit, but he is an after show veteran. Like I done fucked around. We done fucked around and had like 3-hour conversations with TVI. But go ahead, Tone.
He said so. Basically, she had a useless position because that's how people keep talking. So basically,
well, it wasn't useless. Like she did have the tie-breaking vote inside the Congress. She did have,
and that's my whole thing. Like the position can't be useless and useful at the same time. Like people, like when people wanted to benefit them, like to get into the office still, just bringing it back around to say you didn't make any mistakes, and we clearly see there were some mistakes made within this time period over the past 4 years. To just sit there and say you was perfect and that everything was cool and you can't stand up, that's a scary sign to me, bro.
But then you can't vote for nobody though.
I was about to say, I get
like that same
Trump ain't
statement
gonna tell you
also
he did a
like
fucking
literally
thing
apply
wrong.
to Trump.
What you think he gonna say?
No, that's true.
He ain't gonna say a fucking thing.
Especially when they're running. Like I ain't heard Trump was just on Brilliant Idiots.
Yeah,
and I thought that
he never did nothing in his life.
Okay, so
the presidency in his life.
I'm also fine. I'm fine with that. My whole point is that people. The only reason I even brought this meme up was because every time it's always somebody saying that Kamala ain't have nothing to do. She couldn't say anything. She was just on the side. She was just in a useless role. No, that's not the case.
Okay,
the vice president has a useful role.
Yeah. I was just trying to be fair, but that's one of those times where it'd be like, just because I'm talking about black people don't mean you got to bring up white people.
Yeah,
that's what you said. I get that. I get that.
Yeah, I'm just saying that this is like when you look at this thing, she had a part to do with it. We can't keep sitting there saying she didn't have a part to do with it when we're looking at what happened with this administration.
Right.
So this person who
Tone,
we're voting for is still going to have some things that she said that will go on that was already going on. That's all I'm saying.
No, I imagine, but and if we take that, her answer makes even more sense though, right? Because of Biden, if he was running, and if you're saying that she had a useful role within the candidacy and what she said in there, that she was in the room with every single decision XYZ, right? I think that one, it would be, like I said, careers, like it would be presidential running suicide to be like, we did everything wrong, XYZ, as much as like just blaming the things that went wrong on Donald Trump.
Bro,
because that's what McCullough did.
I also want to know what specific policies. What is exactly that we're complaining about that's been happening in the last 4 years? Once we can point these things specifically out, and we can say that these are policies that Joe Biden would have been able to like have impacted. Like if that is out, that I think that's what we need to do next time. Because I really want to see.
Well, that's when you start getting into like immigration.
Immigration. Then you start talking about the economy. When you talk about inflation. And see, the thing is, a lot of these
arguable points.
Yeah,
and that's where I was about to land at. Even all the way down to like the funny thing that came. You know, like the meme. I don't know. Like I was just watching basketball game with QJ like 3 days ago. It was the Timberwolves. Maybe it's because it was Minnesota or whatever. Every commercial break, they ran the commercial about Kamala Harris being for trans surgery, whatever in prison system.
She's for them, they. Donald Trump is for you.
Yeah. But understand that exact same policy existed while Donald Trump was in there. And that's like the interesting rebuttal. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like it's easy to point the finger because of like he just talked about in that interview, hey, bro, this is what exists. Okay. But if if it was there during Donald Trump and nothing was said, he didn't say anything and they were still getting it. It's an interesting finger wagging thing to be like, well, she for it. Nigga, it was happening with you. You just like turned a blind eye. But the thing was getting done either way.
Yeah, I think that was a good opportunity to address what the voters have actually been complaining about, even on the Democratic side. This isn't a thing. This is where this was actually a take where I was trying to be fair. This is a thing to address on the, like, even on the Democratic side, there are mistakes that they feel that the administration has made. So to not be able to admit that.
But what would be like, say, said mistake?
Bro, I don't know, man. I'm not trying to even get into that conversation.
No, but
my whole point of the thing.
That's the most important part.
No, it ain't. The most important part was the most important part was the point that I came up with in the first place. The whole reason I showed this video was in response to saying that she ain't have nothing to do with Biden's decisions. She did.
No, she said in that video, I was in the room with Biden,
and she said she helped make part of the decisions. She didn't make all of them. She said she helped do a good part of them. So if like there was a good opportunity to say, "Nah, I think that we could have handled this better." It ain't saying that you did something wrong, but there are things that could have been handled better over the past 4 years.
Right, and then that's where I'm saying like that's when the specific part would make sense to like talk about. Because like if we're saying, because one, like the first part is that if she's saying she was in the room with him, that means that she agreed with him. But if we're saying it, she should have said something differently about a thing like inflation. They point to Donald Trump. Immigration, like they
point to Donald Trump on that one too.
Yeah,
they blame him for that shit
because they say that he said the whole little bill that we was trying to pass it. Like most of these things, and that's what I'm saying. Like when we get into the crux of the conversation, we then have to start pointing out the thing.
Then that'll sound like a good impact because you need to ask the Democrats what they complain about. I'm just telling you what I've seen in people. I wasn't trying to get into no whole, like I didn't bring this part up to bring those statistics. All I'm saying is that the vice president wasn't useless, that she had a position, she had a role in the decisions that was being made. So you can't separate her from Biden's decisions. That's all I was saying.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. I agree, cool. And that's why she answered the way she did, right?
If she was a part of what the rest of the conversation was about. That's all the point I was making.
It's not the only point because you said that if she took the time not to say like she disagreed with these things, then like
bro, you saying that she get into a conversation on whether we agree with what she said or not. All I'm saying is she said
that's not what I was doing. Like you literally yelled about the fact that she should have said what the Democrats did wrong. But if she believes that she did right and Trump did wrong, why would she do that?
I didn't say that. I didn't say nothing about Trump doing anything or anything like that. All I said.
I don't think you understood what I just said. Then.
I don't.
I didn't.
I don't even know. All I had in my head is what I was sitting there saying in the first place. I wasn't.
You said two different like pointed statements,
bro. I didn't say
exactly.
I'm trying to get into all this. You want to get into a debate, bro? I don't want to debate.
I'm not even interested in the debate. I'm only talking about you. You made two stances. You said that Kamala in herself, she was important as the vice president. In which that's what that video actually did denote, right? Then you're saying that she should have denounced things that the Democrats did. That was your other statement.
What I said was this was a good opportunity for her to address any mistakes that they might have made within the administration. That's what I said. I didn't say to sit there and come out and be like, "Yeah,
did I just say something different just now?"
I didn't say that there was anything like that.
No, did I just now? Yeah, did I misrepresent your statement? How
you did word that a little different than
how did I misrepresent it?
The way I just said it. I said that.
No, what I'm asking, what did I say different?
How did you just say it?
I said that you wanted her to say what the Democrats did differently. I mean, should have did differently.
You said what the Democrats should have did wrong.
Or what the Democrats did wrong. Yes.
And so what we're arguing is semantics. I said this was an opportunity to word.
That's the exact same thing. Like it's not semantics. All I did was represent your statement properly. I said that you should have. Like you said that he should have said what the Democrats did wrong,
bro. Yeah.
Where do you disagree with that statement?
Whatever, you got it, man.
Rail say he wants some alone time, y'all.
I got it. You know what I mean? As soon as I get to the house, the kids not gonna be dead off on me. Then I'm still try to catch me a little unwind. Let's get these comments, bro.
And we also past the time limit. I don't think that we probably should do that unless y'all want to.
No.
I got time today, but y'all. Yeah.
So we ain't gonna do no comments before we get up out of here. We'll tell everybody thanks y'all for tuning in. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below. The chat finna close, but you can still comment below.
Or hit them comments in the actual video.
That's what I'm talking about. The chat gonna close. Leave a comment, right?
Yeah, we be having a fire chat, but our videos be having 2 comments. We'll hop in them comments. Tell us, drive that algorithm for us.
Tell them if you think it's a one winged bird, an eagle, a dove. Tell them what you think it is. You know, follow us on all social media.
Could be a duck.
It could be a duck or a swan or anything. But
ostrich.
A flamingo.
Ostriches can't fly, so it wouldn't be that. We can feed that. But follow us
on all
social media at the To Be Fair Show. There's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. I am your host, Johnny P.
Over here, real.
It's Q.
And we out.